on that. So Lions will get the ball back first. They will possibly be kicking the ball in the second half. So looking forward to what the Lions will bring to the table this afternoon. And typically back there to return the ball is normally Michael Nash is usually back there. Also, we'll see a spritz here and there of Rorick Hawkins. And the kick is away. Going to be fielded inside the 10-yard line at about the 8. Returned out to the 15-yard line, and down he goes. Forward progress will mark him down at the 18-yard line this afternoon. So great things and great field position for the Lions this afternoon. Also, as we get ready for things to get going here, I want to go ahead and give you the keys to the game as far as it stands from my standpoint right now. The Lions need to start fast, reduce penalties, and convert third downs. That will be the ones I stand on this afternoon. Going to work right now. Bardell in shotgun formation. 4 receivers. Trips to the left side, ball on the right hash. Bardell with the hard count. Going to hand it off. Tyler Travis bounces a little bit, bounces around with a nice gain on the play, 2 or 3 yards above the 20 out to the 21-yard line. And I got him here, folks. He was flown in by helicopter and was just dropped off with the band, Lump. They just dropped him off. Coach Woods is in the building.
Hey, how's it going, Maurice?
Hey, glad to see you, man.
Glad to be here.
You're a statewide zone coaster today, sir.
Man.
How many places can you be before you have to be at Anderson Stadium in a day?
1, 2, 3. I had to be at 3 places before getting here.
3 receivers, twins to the left side, 2 backs in the backfield. Bardell with a hard count again, going to work, going to hand the ball off. Nothing doing on that particular play. Ball was handed off that time to number 11 coming out of the backfield, Demarie Hamilton on the play. So Demarie Hamilton gets a no gain on the play, so it's going to be third down and what will be 8 yards to go. 14 minutes to go before the end of the first quarter. It is Langston Lion football on your Saturday afternoon on a hot afternoon.
Hot.
It's just stagnant, is it not, out there?
Man.
So going to work right now. Langston taking time on getting it here. Looks like the play clock. So the officials are going to have to count it out undoubtedly. So we're set to go now. Lions come set, empty.
Quads right.
Quads to the right. Ball is snapped.
Ooh.
Almost jumped off sides, but they were able to get back and recover. Going to have a receiver to the outside. It's Kevin Allen. Kevin Allen stops on a dime at the midfield, still on his feet before he's bumped out of bounds. Sir, please move those chains. First down, Langston, as Kevin Allen found a crease with a nice pass. Pitch and catch from Kevin Allen from Torrance Bardell.
Nice fade route. Bardell drops back. Out of that quads lineup, I was curious to see how Nelson was going to adjust to that because they had quads right, single receiver left with the tight end. And then, of course, usually when you flood a zone like that, it leaves someone open.
12:58 to go. The Lions are moving. They're at midfield right now. Bardell, hard count. Going to hand the ball off to Tyler Travis.
Nice cut.
Travis with a nice cut, a little shiftiness. Tyler Travis, who broke loose last week, folks. When we talk about 3 touchdowns in the game, 2 receiving, 1 on the ground last week. Good run for Tyler Travis. He substitutes out. And right now, as it stands, we've got a gain of 4, second down and 6. So 12:27 to go. Lions come set right now. Empty, 5 receivers. Trips to the left, ball on the right hash.
This is a good setup for maybe a quarterback draw play, but it looks like Nelson's going to bring 5.
Bardell's going to throw it across the middle. Threw it in traffic, tried to get the ball to Ivory Wheelwright. Pass incomplete, so it's going to be 4th down here. Decision time early. Or is it 3rd down? It's 3rd down and 6 now, so let me correct that. 3rd down and 6. So the Lions trying to attack a little bit right behind the linebackers. So Coach Woods, you made that call on that play, and I like that. Personnel change now for Langston coming in.
Yeah, I mean, it's to me, it's like they had something working there. I mean, the 5 wide. And of course, I'm sitting here seeing that Nelson is lining up in a 3-4, and they have the flexibility of kind of almost making it look like a 3-3 stack. It's definitely a multiple 3 look, as you can see now, based on alignment. Now they're giving you the 34 look with 2 outside rushes.
Ball is snapped this time, And it's going to get to Tyler Travis, who's got to the edge.
Outside. He gets
40,
to the edge.
cuts to the end, and gets inside the 40 down to the 35-yard line. Sir, please move those chains. First down, Langston, as Langston's going to drive the ball inside the 40 down to the 35-yard line, getting a whole heaping helping of Tyler Travis. I like the fact that early in the game, Langston's trying to establish the run, Gary.
Yeah, that's definitely something that you have to do. You want to maintain possession. You want to keep Nelson's offense on the sideline. You don't want to get in a shootout sort of situation, even though you do want to score.
3 receivers, twins to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. And now Demaria Hamilton goes in motion, and this time it's Bardell. Little RPO action, taking the ball inside the 30-yard line down to the 28. Nice decision by Bardell, the team's leading rusher on the day, on the season so far, but a nice decision by him to be aggressive. Make sure they have to account for everybody on every snap. Yeah,
you know, sometimes you have to call plays. We call it like the Pantheon to keep defenses honest. That time Bardell on the zone read, he pulled and went, and of course, nicely slid in to protect himself.
3 receivers this time, twins to the left. Bardell and the Langston offense on the right hash. Sagu is showing blitz. They're going to bring it right up the middle. Nicely picked up by the defense. He needed a few more seconds to try to get the ball to Ivory Wheelwright, who was in the process of breaking free, but he wasn't able to get free there.
Yeah, Ivory actually ran a slant or maybe like a glance route, which is kind of like a shortened post, and it was just the throw was just a little high, a little long.
So 3rd down now in short yardage for the Langston Lions. So which means when it's 3rd and short, everything's on the table, Gary.
Yeah.
So the Lions have done a good job. So it's time to get back to the ground game here. The Lions were looking for an opportunity for the offensive line to really establish some things here. And so far early in this game, it looks like they're doing that. Going to work. Tyler Travis right up the middle. He danced, but this time he shifted into where the stunt was for the D-line.
Yep, and actually his run lane was just to the outside. He could have gone into the line, into the hole, and then made a break to the sideline. That's where he could have extended instead of taking on that linebacker. Kind of got stopped, no gain, 4th and 2.
All right, the Lions are changing personnel. They're going to go ahead and go for it. It's what it looks like right now. Lions still have plenty of time to go ahead and try and execute this as it is right now. So 4th down and 2, 10-17 to go in the first quarter, and Ivory Wheelwright still not sure. The Lions might have to burn a timeout, and that's exactly what they're going to do.
It definitely looked like they didn't have the personnel grouping that they want. Looked a little uncoordinated there a little bit.
Right, and that can cause you some problems in the meantime when you're trying to execute some things overall. So you always want to put your best foot forward, and you want to be able to do that. Just a reminder for those tonight who are listening in Oklahoma City, of course, tonight, just want to keep this in mind. If you're looking for what you're going to do this Saturday afternoon, of course, Oklahoma State is getting ready to play some football or is in the process already of playing some football or just kicked off. I think it was at 3 o'clock this afternoon. But once that game's over, there's only one other thing to do in the city tonight. If you're looking for something that is adult, that is quiet, that you're going to enjoy yourself, that's Peebo Bryce. Peebo tonight at OCCC. So you might want to go check that out. Tickets are still available at the OCCC box office. You might want to check it out for there.
Go check out Peebo.
Want to thank one of our sponsors today. That would be Tinker Federal Credit Union, TFCU. They gave back more than $150,000 in 2023 as a part of the TFCU Great Member Give Back program. Simply use TFCU's accounts and services for your chance to earn more. Want to thank them for being a sponsor of Langston Athletics. Back to live action now. 4th down and what will be 2 yards to go. Ball on the right hash here. Somehow, some way, I'm making Bardell do something here. Bardell waiting on it as Nelson College is going to bring the blitz again. And this time Tyler Travis up. He cuts up, and it's going to be close. Looks like they're going to say he's about a yard shy. He is.
You know, that was an outside zone play off left tackle, and it looked pretty good. And then all of a sudden the linebacker from Nelson showed up, and he filled that hole. I mean, just as soon as Travis was about to put his foot in the ground and get upfield. So turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs.
That's tough.
Turnover on downs, and that's something that the Lions have struggled with this year. On 3rd down conversions, they are 29.2 on the season. For a team, you really want to be high 30s, lower 40s if you can. And as far as 4th down conversions, they're about 28% so far this season. So now going to work, going to try to get the ball to the outside. And the ball carrier on that one is number 22. That is Oscar Gonzalez on that carry for Nelson College. Gain of 4 or 5 on the play, setting up second down, about 6 yards to go.
He looks like he's a load.
So going back to work,
is on him.
3 receivers, twins to the left. Ball is snapped, and this time going to go right up the middle, and a nice.
Met by a host of Lions.
Great tackle in the middle field. Yeah,
Pride Alliance.
So led by Damian Lowry, D-Lo on the play, making some noise. D-Lo is not off to his sharp start as he has been early on. He's had impact plays, but he hasn't had what we used to see all the time, those regular, as his name is out there in the conference, keeping him from getting his double-digit tackles. And now plays to the outside in a nice battle, and that's Travis Martin.
Yeah, the Nelson sideline wanted a pass interference call.
And Travis Martin wants an offensive pass interference call. Travis Martin never shies away from a physical wide receiver. But one thing I will say is Travis Martin's feet has gotten better this year on a major level. When he runs to the outside, he actually takes away your real estate. And, again, his towering height smothers most typical short receivers.
You know, a couple of years ago I said that he was going to be getting some attention. And from what I understand, he's getting some attention now. Pro scouts are here looking at it.
All right, kick is away. And
it's going to take a Nelson bounce.
It's going to take a Nelson bounce, and it goes all the way to the end zone. So that ended up being a very wise decision. I'm very happy about Michael Nash making that decision because, again, it took a hit, and it looked like it was going to be ugly for a second there, Gary, but it goes into the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line.
Well, you know how that ball goes, right?
Yes.
That thing, hits the ground.
It's kind of oblong shaped.
Yep.
Can do a lot of crazy thing when it rolls around on the ground.
Yep, highly unpredictable.
So the ball, let me correct that, will be spotted at the 20-yard line, so 1st and 10 from that spot. But the numbers we're used to seeing for the Langston offense overall this year has just not been the numbers we've seen in the past. So they've still got time. This is the get-right part of the schedule right now, Gary.
Right.
Before you get to
Murder Row.
Before you get those 2 games, Texas Wesleyan and also, of course, taking on Ottawa at the end of October, early November.
Mm-hmm.
Back to work. 4 receivers now. Trips to the right side. Score nothing. 9:02 to go. So the ball in the hands now to the outside goes Ivory Wheelwright. And he's going to take the ball beyond the 40-yard line for a gain of 21 yards. Sir, please move those chains. First down, Langston, 8:53 to go. What a great job there by the Langston, again, Torrance Bardell getting the ball in the hands of the receivers and letting them do work.
Well, Wheelwright did a very good job of running a route, sitting down in that soft zone, made the catch, turned upfield, made a couple of guys miss, then turned on the Jets for that additional yak yardage.
Going to work again. Bardell calling for it. Snaps and a bad snap. And the ball's rolling around the ground. A good job by Tyler Travis to fall on the ball.
Yeah, he just mishandled that shotgun snap. It was a good snap. He just missed it.
Yeah, so trouble on the snap there. And again, new faces, new places. This offensive line, Naheem Smith, what we talked about, had my chance to meet that young man in Louisiana for the first time. Bright young man from Texas, just still trying to get his communication down. And again, when you start stepping in the gap on young offensive players, sometimes they react. Again, but it was a good snap.
Yeah, it was a good snap, and the ball hit him right in the hands. He just mishandled it.
So now going back to work here right now. Ball is snapped.
Oh, Bardell under pressure, rolls right.
Going to fire the ball into the wide open Ivory Wheelwright.
And
Ivory Wheelwright still on his feet. He's going to be spun down at the 45-yard line.
Flag down.
But there is a flag down right there at about the 42-yard line. Maybe it was the way he was tackled there, Gary.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be considered like a horse collar. He did kind of grab him from
It
behind.
was. You called it, Gary. That was a horse collar. Horse collar tackle. So that's going to move the ball deeper into Purple Lion territory. So we already got to say it. Please move those chains.
Again.
First down, Langston. Are we supposed to do it? Are we licensed to do it after official, after penalties?
I don't know, man. You make the rules.
Is that what I do?
Yeah.
I didn't know I made the rules. I just thought we
for the radio.
Going to work right now. 5 receivers, empty set. 7:15 to go in the first. Lions are on the move. Bardell calling for it. Bardell steps back, Pressure coming. He's going to fire it.
Good
Kevin
possession
Allen.
route. Come on, Kevin.
Kevin Allen dances. He's still on his feet at the 20, at the 15,
nice cut.
at the 10, and he's fighting his way down to the 10. Nice job by Kevin Allen. Sir, please move those chains. First down, Langston. A gain of what looks to be about 17 yards on that play. But again, that was some of that rack yardage that you talked about, Gary.
Yeah. You said rack, run after catch, yak, yards after catch, whichever one you want to call it. I like to say yak. I want that yak 'em.
Hey, why not? 3 receivers, twins to the right, 2 backs in the backfield, and now Tyler Travis is going to stress out. And screen pass, and it's a good decision. He threw it high because the linebacker on the edge there for Nelson College, Jordan Bloom, was tracking it.
Yeah, they kind of sniffed that one out. They were all on top of it. Hey, let me go ahead and throw this one away so I can line up and do it again.
All right, the Lions this time go empty again. 5 receivers. Trips to the left. Levon Williams is lined up in the slot on the right side of the field. Keep your eye on him on this play.
5 wide,
Bardell waiting on it. Snapped. Looking for Williams.
Ooh.
Williams with the stutter step across the middle. And Levon Williams has it deflected out of his hand.
But we have a flag down.
But there is a flag.
You know, that ball, was it me or did it not have much zip on it?
It looked like, of course, now Bardell doesn't have any gloves on. So, again, with the moisture and the sweat, looked like he might not have got everything on it he could have. But it looks like another penalty against Nelson College. So, first and goal from the 5-yard line, now following the penalty. So, it looks like that was some illegal hands to the face on that last play. So, the Lions are making personnel change. Levon Williams comes out. So, entering the game for Langston, looks like that's number 22 that's in the game now for them in the backfield area. That is David Hall, the senior running back, entering the game for the first time today. So we've got 4 receivers, 2 on either side. Coming across the formation this time, going to hand it.
Fake the jet sweep.
Nice job by Torrance
touchdown.
into the end zone.
Nicely done.
That's a touchdown for Langston as Torrance Bardell, quarterback keeper, great RPO fake. And Gary, he knew what to do with it when he got it.
Yeah, he was straight downhill. I mean, he fooled me. I was following the jet sweep. And then all of a sudden I look up and all I see is Bardell's back of his numbers going head first across that goal line. Excellent execution by the Lions.
Bardell's first rushing touchdown of the year as Octavio Resendez puts it right through the uprights, and the Langston Lions lead early in this contest by the score of 7-0.
Is Octavio a senior?
No, he is not.
Oh, good.
We get one more year of Octavio.
Octavio!
So we'll be back on the other side. You're listening to Langston Lion Football, brought to you by LU Athletics, the Black Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. Welcome back to Anderson Stadium. Strike up the band as the band played, as the Lions scored, and the first score of the day goes to the Lions on a Torrance Bardell scamper into the end zone. The Lions basically went on the drive itself. I want to make sure that they did get in there. Got to wait till the internet catches up for me there. But nonetheless, the Lions scored a squib kick in the middle of the field by Octavio, and the ball's bouncing around on the ground, and finally Nelson College was able to cover it inside the 30, right there about the 28-yard line. But Octavio has really shown himself to really be an asset to this team.
Most definitely.
Last week, when the offense was stale in the second half, Octavio repeatedly put Texas College inside the 10. They would have to drive almost 85 to 90 yards plus on those drives. Texas College was able to do it a couple of times, but could not sustain that because of his ability. He's doing kickoffs. He's doing their field goal kicking. Nice job by Octavio Resendez.
Let me tell you something about Octavio. We first saw him as a freshman. Oh, go ahead and make that call there, Mo.
All right, up the middle. Zone read right up the middle of the field. Ball carrier on that one. Looks like that was Oscar Gonzalez again. And it was a short gain on the play for Gonzalez as he takes the ball for a 5-yard gain, 2nd down and 5. So, again, Langston defense misses on the tackle there. But, again, they're swarming. Multiple Lions were on the play. And finally making the tackle for the Lions on that one was number 5. That looked like that might be, I want to make sure I get this right. Looks like that was Isaiah Smith, the defensive back, who came up to make the stop on that play.
So what I was going to say before about Octavio. Octavio came in his freshman year looking like a lineman. And now I'm looking at Octavio, and he looks like a linebacker. I mean, he has really come into form, and as a result of it, his performance. So that just lets you know what happens when you get into a little shape. I need to take that advice from myself.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
Get in a little shape, and I might be able to improve my performance.
Hey, you do fine from right where we are right now. You can do it. So now going to work. Ball is snapped, and again, they tried to get the ball snapped. Nelson College was trying to go hurry up in that situation. But that drive by the Langston Lions early on that started at their own 20-yard line was a 2-minute and 44-second drive that went the length of 80 yards for the touchdown. And it's always good to see that. Now, there was another penalty while we're sitting here talking, thrown against Nelson College. Looks like it was false start. Going to back them up 5. It's going to be 1st and 15, 5 to go in the first quarter. So coming set right now. 3 receivers, twins to the right. Ball is snapped. This time they're going to put it in Gonzalez's hands again. He tries to get to the edge, and he was tripped up getting to the sideline. Nice open field tackle there. Coming up to make contact for the Lions there was number 2. That is Trey Odom, newcomer to the team.
Trey Odom, where is he from?
Trey Odom is coming from, if I'm not mistaken, he's Lufkin, Texas.
Lufkin, Texas.
And he's taking over the spot that Malcolm Johnson really was an anchor for this defense for so many years, for this Lion defense. Now going to work, Riley going to spin him to the right side. D'Lo tracking him down, and a great open field tackle. Nice to have this guy back. The Lions missed him a little bit last week. That looks like that's Madre Strother making that play there. Great tackle there for the Lions.
I don't see a number 9 on
it's Madre Strother. That's actually number 0.
Okay,
so,
it's Madre. Yeah.
So that's 0 over there.
Cedar Hill, Texas.
Cedar Hill, Texas. All right, going to work right now. 4 receivers. Ball is snapped. He drops back. Riley looking. Pressure being applied. Throws it over the middle. Has a receiver open. The Lions trying to make a big hit instead of tackling him. Didn't wrap up, and he's running down the field and will get the Purple Lions a 1st down in Langston territory right at the 45-yard line. Good throw. Good catch there from Riley all the way over as he hit Ronnie Murphy.
Yeah, and then also, too, it was a great touchdown-saving tackle also by Braylon Colbert.
And again, that's what you need. And so Coach Morgan calls a timeout immediately right now because got to get it together because that whole play was really set up because the Lions wanted to blast the guy instead of wrapping up.
Right.
You got to wrap up and bring the guy down. You try to knock him down. Kudos to Kobe Tanner, who made that catch and kept his balance, withstanding the hit, and still found a way to get the ball down to the 45-yard line. So that was just great balance, running from him. Yeah. But that all started because Langston didn't make the tackle from get-go.
Some of these, a lot of these guys who are now playing college ball, when they were in high school, they used to could just deliver a blow and guys would fall down, and they sometimes forget that, hey, those guys you're playing against, they're on scholarship too. So it's important to know that they wouldn't be there if they weren't accomplished high school players. You got to wrap up at this level.
Got to wrap up. So now Briley Green in shotgun formation with 4 receivers, trips to the right side, ball on the left hash. Ball is snapped. He's going to swing it to the outside, screen pass to the backside. Missed tackle in the second, tried at the point of attack where the screen was being committed, but nonetheless,
Travis Martin brought him down
after a gain of 4. And to me, even though there have been some losses this year, I really want to give some love to Travis Martin. I'll tell you why after this play. 3 receivers, twins to the left, high snap. Green was able to get his hand on it. D-Lo tracks him down and brings him down for Damian Lowry for a gain of 2. So Travis Martin this year, Gary, has been in some tough situations where the Lions have had some blown plays, running backs running free in the secondary. And there has been 2 occasions this year where Travis Martin tracked the guy down inside the 5-yard line and bring him down, running from the other end of the field, exhausting himself to do that. And I was just saying that is probably one of the best effort plays. Passes thrown is incomplete, intended that time for number 9. That is Jack Wright, who was coming out of the backfield on that one.
And for a young man who's looking to be evaluated by the pro scouts, they want to see that sort of thing.
They want to see you never stop your motor.
Yeah, and they want to see, do you have enough top-end speed to run someone down and catch them from behind?
And that's been impressive. We remember Travis used to rely strictly on his speed early on. Now it's more than just that for him, and I'm just proud of that young man and what he's been able to develop.
Turning into a total ball player.
3 receivers, twins to the left. Green has it, drops back in the pocket. Going to fire to the outside, and that pass is going to be intercepted that time. And going to be brought down. What a play that time.
By Trey Odom.
Trey Odom making an interception, Texas Proc.
Yep, for Langston, Texas.
And I need to make a correction. That quarterback is not Briley Green. That is Elijah Bowman, and I do apologize to Elijah because I've been calling him Briley Green because he had been the leading passer coming into the game. So I want to make that correction publicly. That is Elijah Bowman, and I truly apologize for that. He's getting his opportunity to start today. So the Lions will take over after the interception inside the 10-yard line at the 9. So this time, Gary, to me, you've been doing a great job of running the ball. You got to find a way to continue to move the ball and matriculate it down the field, sir.
Yep, you're right. And so now we're going to see what the offensive coordinator for the Langston Lions dials up. See if they can march 90.
Going to work. Going to hand the ball off on a delay to Tyler Travis, and this time he tried to outrun him. Going to be brought down for a big loss, a loss of 7 yards, maybe 8, as he's brought down to the 2-yard line. Tyler that time was guilty of running east to west instead of north and south.
Yeah, you got to, when your back is against the wall, that is not the time to bounce it. This is the time where you got to try to stay north and south, get as much as you can, try to put yourself in a situation where now you're at worst, you're 2nd and 8 or 2nd and 7. Now the Lions are 2nd and 15.
All right, so 2nd down and about 17 yards to go. And Bardell standing in the end zone. And again, Nelson College is showing blitz.
Yep.
So he's going to fire it, and Ivory Wheelwright has it at the 5, Ivory. At the 10. He's trying to get to the outside at the 15. He's at the 20, 25. He's at the 30 before he's finally brought down.
Good play
and
by
that
Ivory.
was a great job, again, by Torrance Bardell. Great read, getting the ball in the hands of Ivory Wheelwright and letting the talent of this receiving core, which is obviously there, make the plays for him, Gary.
Yep, and what we got to do?
Move those chains. First down, Langston, ball at the 31-yard line. So individually.
Man, now that gives you a little bit of relief off your blood pressure now. Instead of standing in your end zone, now you're at the 30-yard line.
As it stands right now, Torrance Bardell is 5 of 9 for 118 yards. He is very sharp early on to start this game. Going to work right now, 4 receivers. Trips to the right, ball on the left hash. Under a minute to go in the first. Bardell on the delay snap count, doing a great job. Going to fire it across the middle of the field. Going to be picked out of the air by Kevin Allen.
Way to go, Mr. Allen.
Went up there for a gain of 16 yards, right close to midfield. Going to be stopped at the 47 yards. Would you please move those chains? First down, Langston. Ball at the 40-yard line right now. 35.4 seconds to go. The Lions are moving the ball.
Man, I tell you what, I mean, that precision passing game, I mean, we called a game last night where the quarterback was on, and it looks like Bardell's doing the same thing. Got to trust your personnel. Just give them the ball. It's almost like, hey, run the route, turn around, catch it, and then do your thing. If you can't get anything, get down, let's line up, snap, do it again.
All right, going to work. Bardell has it across the middle, has a receiver. And this time.
That makes me nervous.
Yeah, he threw it. But again, the receiver had not broken free just yet.
And there were 3 defenders around him.
Right, so that was one that he was trying to force in there. That pass was intended for number 87 for the Langston Lions. Do not have his name on roster, but he is there. But number 87. So now going to work right now, 5 receivers. Check that, 4 receivers. Trips to the right, 7.6 seconds to go.
Nice approach to the game. You keep that 4 and 5 receivers set out there, forces that defense to get out of the box.
Bardell rolling to the right, has a receiver, pump fake. Nice job by Bardell. Going to flip it ahead.
Nice play by the defensive back. Number 21.
Number 21 getting to make a play for the defense there. That is Jordan Walker, the freshman from Palestine, Texas, who made that basically first down saving deflection on that pass there.
Yep, he from Palestine. I mean, he's right there in Nelson's backyard, right there in Palestine.
So going to work. That is the end of the first quarter, so we're going to take our first timeout at the end of the first quarter. Langston's up 7-0. We will be right back. You're listening to Langston Lion Football, brought to you by the Block Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, Tinker Federal Credit Union, and LU Athletics.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com/micro.
And we are back for the start of the second quarter. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods on the call. We're going to take a look at the statistics here in just a second. We also want to get a scoreboard update of other college action across the country in just a moment. Bardell has it, drops back in the pocket, ball fake in the middle of the field.
Bardell, he got one, but
and it's going to be interception. But there is a flag on the play. And that looks like it's going to be contact against Levon Williams, although that the defensive back got into the chest of Levon Williams there, so that could be a factor on that play. While we're waiting, Gary, let's get a scoreboard update.
Man, I don't know if y'all watching TV or not, but Vandy seems to be giving it to Alabama unexpectedly. The score, 20-7. That is crazy with 8:29 left in the second half.
All right, pass interference is going to be the call against Nelson College. So that will move the ball inside the Nelson 40-yard line. They're going to spot it at the 38-yard line. So, sir, kindly please move those chains. First down, Langston. Going to wind the clock. 14:50 to go before the end of the first half. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods here.
Also,
talk about that.
You'll be happy because your Iowa Hawkeyes, never mind. They're down 14-0 to Ohio State.
Okay.
It was 7-0. I was feeling good for you.
All right, throwing across the middle of the field.
Nothing there.
Nothing there as Bardell tried to get the pass across the middle of the field. And again, he tried to hit number 87. That is on the slant route, coming right there, running right down the hash marks, if you will. Kind of an option route he was running. Mm-hmm. Bardell tried to get it to him. It wasn't quite there.
I'll tell you what, Bardell is he has a lot of confidence the way he's throwing the ball. I mean, he's locking on and he's trying to put it out there.
4 receivers. Trips to the right side. Bardell drops back in the pocket and then hands it off. And Hamilton, Demarie Hamilton, takes the ball for a nice gain.
Yeah, good run by Hamilton.
So
inside zone play.
So 6, maybe 7 yards. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So third down and a makeable 4 if you want to go that route for the Lions.
Let's go ahead and make it. That'll make me feel good.
Kevin Allen checks out of the game, and now returning back to the game for the Lions is number 22, David Hall. So David Hall is in the game right now for the Lions. So going to work. 3 receivers. Ball in the hands of Bardell, and Bardell He pulled it, RPO, probably could have kept it in the hands of Hall.
Yep, he should have, given him an opportunity to bounce it. Now it's 4th down. It seems like they lost a yard or two.
4th down, and let's see what Coach Morgan elects to do here. Looks like they're going to go for it again. Surprised they have not tried to pull Octavio, but
that would be exactly a 45-yarder or so, 48 actually.
So Octavio is here with his helmet off, so he definitely knew he was not getting the call.
He probably looked at him and said, that's not in my range. Coach, I'm good, but I'm not that good.
All right, going to work right now. 3 receivers, twins to the right
Got
side.
ISO here at the bottom.
So Bardell with 2 backs, and the Purple Lions are showing blitz. They back out of it and going to run the ball right up the middle of the field, and that was not going to get. Inside zone running play.
I don't quite. Okay.
So turnover on downs there.
I just knew that he was going to look towards Ivory Wheelwright. He had a one-on-one at the bottom of the screen there, and when I saw the zone read going right, that made the free safety move off of his alignment, especially, too, when they sent the back in motion. It made the free safety move, which left that opportunity for maybe a 50-50 ball. I'll put my money on Ivory, especially with the hot hand he has so far.
Well, again, you found some pockets and some zones to run. They've been really good, but their best running play is that stretch play to the outside, the little sweep, not running on the interior as of yet. But nonetheless,
that's the second time that Langston is not converted 4th down.
Different quarterback in the game, and this time it is number 5 for Nelson College that's in there now. So this is Pearson Ragu. So I'm going to say that. Or Regal. It's Regal.
Yeah,
Regal. Let's go with Regal.
He's from Carrollton, freshman.
So he is from Carlton, Texas, and he got a gain of 7 yards on the play. And before things get started, there's going to be should be a false start because there were several backs in the backfield that moved a little bit. So that's going to move them back 5 yards and put the ball inside the 35. It's going to put it at the 33-yard line. So we will replay 2nd down, setting up 2nd down on what will be 8. 12:29 to go, and the score is 7-0. And now going to work again, running to the outside. Nice run there. Looks like that was, I want to say it's 23 on the run there.
Yeah, 23.
So it looks like Lawson Fields with the carry there for Nelson.
Oh, wow.
So
that's a defensive back in the roster there.
3rd down and 3. 12:03 to go. Lions trying to get off the field defensively. And now run up the middle of the field this time, and they will get enough for a 1st down.
He definitely did.
Nice run there by Fields. He's going to move the chains for a 1st down for them at the 40, almost the 41, well, they're going to say the 42-yard line.
That young man, he got a little weight on him. I mean, he's packing that ball. He's not an easy guy to bring down.
3 receivers, twins to the left, ball on the right hash. And this time they're going to hand it, going up the middle of this again. And he's low to the ground. So as a defender, you got to get low and find him. And he's running behind his line extremely well, finding little cracks in the daylight for another gain of 4. That ball carry was Jack Wright again.
You know, one thing I used to hate as a player is trying to tackle these little shifty guys.
This time right up the middle before things get started, another penalty. It's going to be a false start again against Nelson College.
Yeah, looks like a false start, yep.
So Nelson College has been kind of their own enemy on this drive. For every positive thing they do, they kind of have it thrown the other direction, Gary, because of penalties right now. So going to work right now.
Chip's right.
2nd down and what will be 11 yards to go. Ball near the right hash. They're going to hand the ball off this time again to Jack. And Jack
took a shot.
Jack Wright, he did take a shot from Travis Martin, but he's brought down there at about the 49-yard line.
And to me, that seemed just a little bit too easy for him to get the edge like that, Mo. It's almost like the Lions kind of lost containment out there.
So 3rd down and 4 yards to go. 10-19 to go before the end of the first half. 3 receivers. Twins to the left. Ball snapped. This time, ball in the hands. Going to fire it, and the pass is going to be caught. Open. A nice job by the quarterback. That is Pearson Rigaud, who's going to catch that ball, who did a nice pirouette out of that defensive traffic. The tackles were in the backfield, and he was able to find it. Now he's going to throw it back over again.
Oh, that's a live ball.
That ball should be live.
That's a live ball. That's a live ball.
It's going to be picked up, and the Lions still have it. And the Lions are going to get it. And James, amazing grace, is going to take it to the end zone for a Lion touchdown.
That pass was clearly thrown backwards.
So a backwards pass. Jack Wright kind of quit on it. And so that was a difficult situation. And again, the coach for the Purple Lions, Jared Hudgens, is a little dejected at his running back because he sort of like saw the ball go up and didn't follow up on it.
Yeah. I mean, that ball was clearly thrown backwards, and in addition to that, it was like several people just kind of standing around looking. And even some Lions, And then, of course, James Amazing Grace shows up, and
as Octavio puts it through the upright.
Yeah.
And we're going to stay here. We're not going to go because I'm going to talk about this. Last week, James Grace almost had a scoop and score last week. He was brought down inside the 5-yard line. The Lions would turn around, and Tyler Travis would score on that possession. But, Gary, how about this? In the exact same situation in the first half of the game, James Grace picks it up, another scoop and score opportunity, and this time he puts the biscuit in the basket.
Hey,
touchdown Langston.
That's a lineman's glory. Now, that might not happen again for the rest of his career, but, hey, he will always
He's
remember
had two
that
in back-to-back weeks. One he got, one
of them he got caught. And nobody can get mad and blame him, right? He's a lineman, for crying out loud. But no, that's awesome. A wonderful feeling. He'll be riding cloud nine for a couple of weeks with that one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to ask James Grace about that at the end of the play, at the end of the game, simply because last week you had one and you were almost there. I mean, he was running out of air last week, and you could just feel it. You're like, just fall forward, James.
Yeah, jump, dive, James. Yeah, he's running that monkey on his back like, you ain't going nowhere. Where you going?
So in this time around, he was able to get there. But, of course, half the team and no one thought the ball was live.
No, they were all looking at it like, hey, we're going to pick it up and give it right back to the official. I heard the sideline saying, the ball is live. The ball is live.
Octavio Resendez kicks the ball beautiful into the end zone for a touchback.
That's awesome.
So after that, it will be 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line, I do believe, for Nelson College.
Look at Octavio, man. I mean, he's just man.
Octavio got his own swag.
Hey, he does, man. He has his own swag, and he's confident. He's doing his thing.
Yeah,
so proud to see his development and growth.
And I have to say this only because I'm gonna have to say it before you get me. I do know about special teams and kickers and punters with swag. The University of Iowa, because the last few years all we had was a field goal kicker and a punter.
They got plenty of work.
So I know a good one when I see one, being a Hawkeye fan over the course of these years.
Speaking of, it's 21-0 Ohio State over Iowa.
So is that all? Pass is nearly intercepted.
It's still early.
And this time, returning back to the game is Elijah Bowman. So Pearson Rugaud's, the freshman, is no longer at the QB position, and I think you're seeing a lot of different things from Jared Hudgens to try and find out who his quarterback is going to be in the future. So 4 receivers right now, single back, 9:30 to go. Ball is snapped, and Bowman rolls, going to fire to the outside. The pass is going to be complete, and a nice run, runs out of bounds. Nice catch from Zach Fuller, their #1 receiver over the course of this season.
Yeah, he actually ran a very clean route against Travis, and that was something really uncharacteristic. Travis kind of lost him a little bit with the play.
All right, going to work right now, right up the middle, and this time the Langston defense gets into the backfield and busts up the play.
Maybe a half-a-yard gain.
On that tackle that time was number 54, Jaden Humphrey, getting his name called. in just a minute here. Want to talk about on one of our sponsors. That would be OERB in just a moment. So get ready for that. 8:44 to go before the end of the first half of the game. They're getting a new call from the sideline. 4 receivers, trips to the left, ball on the right hash for Bowman. Elijah Bowman.
I mean, boy, I tell you what, if Travis Martin just so much as flinch, he'll be offsides. He's so tight on that line.
All right, going to work right now. Bowman's going to pull it down, and Bowman is going to run out of bounds after a nice gain of 8 or 9 yards. He's going to be 1 yard shy of the first down. As he takes the ball to the 45, they got to get to the 46. But nice hustle by Bowman on the play.
Yeah, I saw the blitz package that Langston dialed up that time, and it should have a situation where all rush lanes are filled, but someone kind of got out of their rush lane, and it left the path for the quarterback to scramble for a first down.
Amani Wise gets back on the team, gets back in the game for the team this time, but enough yardage for the first down here. Lions are trying to strip it, but nonetheless, it's going to get right there.
Just enough.
Just enough for a first down. So first down for Nelson College. 7:45 to go. 14-0 is the score. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods on the call. OERB is a sponsor for today's game. If you want to understand better understand how the oil and gas powers your modern life, let Mike Rowe, America's Storyteller, introduce you to people who make it all happen. Go watch their stories at oerb.com/Mike Rowe. 3 receivers now, twins to the left, ball is snapped. Now going to work now, Bowman. Woo! Going to let that go and pressure, and a great going up to make the catch there. That looks like that's going to be another catch there by Kobe Tanner, but there is a flag on the play. It's in the secondary area. It's going to be holding. It looks like it's going to be defensive holding against Langston.
No.
A linebacker trying to cover a receiver. That's what it looks like there, Gary.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I was sitting there paying attention to the pass rush and the blitz that was dialed up by the Lions. Malik Slayton, that linebacker, junior linebacker from Shakota, Oklahoma, he was on that quarterback bringing the pressure. And he got the ball off. The quarterback got the ball off, but he took a shot.
All right, so they are going to decline the penalty, and it will be first down for Nelson College in Lions territory for the first time today at Langston's 41-yard line. Gary, need an update on what's going on with Bama and Alabama after this play. Ball is snapped, going right up the middle. And again, good pursuit by the defense. Number 0 and also number 19 for Langston, Malik Slayton in on the tackle. What's that score update?
Well, right now with a minute 19 left before the half, Vanderbilt leads Alabama 23-14. So Alabama's trying to get back in this thing. They're not panicking.
Are they suffering from a little bit of a Georgia layoff there?
Well, not layoff. Whoa, wow.
Yeah, again, there's going to be a penalty.
Another penalty, and I'm glad that they blew the whistle, too, because Langston was clearly misaligned, and there was a running back in the slot over there on that left-hand side. That flanker was uncovered.
Yeah.
I think they just, they expelled a lot of energy with the win over Georgia. I mean, think of it. They were really giving it to Georgia in the first half. It had them down significantly, and then all of a sudden Georgia come storming back and made a game out of it. And so I think they left a lot on the field there.
Second down and 12, I could absolutely understand that. I mean, for
it's
many
hard.
people.
And then you got Vandy coming in.
Right, and then you're just going to take your foot off the gas just for the name's sake, not necessarily looking at the record. 3 receivers now following the false start penalty, and this time to the outside. They got a big crease. And there's going to be a multiple flag there on that one. Yeah. But another nice run coming in there for Lawson Fields, but it looks like it will be coming back in the area of holding.
Yeah, some of the offensive linemen for Nelson, I keep wanting to say Sagu, but for Nelson, getting a little handsy out there. And when the defensive lineman is chasing the ball and he can't get away from you because you have a handful of jersey and shoulder pads, and then, it becomes real obvious.
Now, looking at how this goes, if you won't believe this or not, but and I don't want to jinx it, but I'm going to give the broadcast jinx. We were talking about it in pregame that Langston's been averaging 14 penalties a game. Right.
Oh, please just stop right there.
Yeah.
So,
we're 127 yards. But
let's
no.
Stop while we're ahead.
Okay. All right. So far,
Don't
none.
jinx it.
None. And Sagu has all the penalties.
You insist on jinxing it.
I'm not jinxing it. Just got to tell the folks the facts as they stand.
Oh.
And great pursuit.
Great play by
Travis Martin, who came down and made the tackle. Got it against Jack Smith.
I mean, he saw that and said, I got him.
Or
nowhere
Jack
to
Wright.
go.
Jack Wright. Let me get that.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Big loss on the play, so third down and what will be. Looks like 30 yards on that one. So third down and about 30.
Yeah, pretty close to it.
So 3 receivers now, twins to the left, pistol formation, and Bowman's rolling to the left. He's going to fire down the sideline, and battling, and there's going to be a flag on the play. That time they're going to get Nash.
Yep,
just being a little bit more contact with his hands. It will be pass interference.
Yeah.
The only thing you hate about that was, based upon the route, if you let him catch it, it's a first down.
Yeah.
But if you interfere with them, it's definitely a first down.
Yeah, you know, and it wasn't the best throw in the world either. That was the other thing.
Right.
You know.
Everybody got to come back. Everybody always wants to believe that it's the NFL spot foul penalty.
Yep. No, it's from the original line of scrimmage.
Right, and that's exactly what we've got there. So now going to work. So first down and 10 for Nelson College. Ball at the right hash in Langston territory at the 38-yard line. Ball is snapped. And this time Jack Wright cuts up, and this time there's nothing doing there. Tackle being led there by Armani Wise, and it looks like Langston says they have the ball.
Well, let's see.
There's a discussion. Coach Morgan says it's Langston ball, but instead it ends up being Sagu football. They were able to recover it. But Armani Wise, amongst others, were making plays on that edge that time. Gary had a great chance to try and scoop that ball off the ground.
Yeah, they had a chance. I mean, the big thing now is just, hey, let's see if we can't just recover it, get the offense back out there. You're 14-0. You know, that might be a missed opportunity.
4:15 to go before the end of the first half.
4 wide.
4 receivers. Ball is snapped. This time Bowman's looking left. Going to fire in the middle of the field. Has a receiver with a step. And a great job
beautiful play
by Michael Nash, who flew in there and undercut the receiver.
Wow, that was really a great play by Nash. I mean, when you cover like that, the quarterback has to put the ball in the perfect place, and that's hard to do 40 yards downfield unless you're just a straight-up prospect sort of guy. That was a tough throw. Great coverage.
4:02 to go. Third down and 8. The Lion defense trying to get off the field here. Ball snap. Bowman still looking left, going to fire it out into the flat, and that catch looks like it's going to be caught.
Yeah.
You're going to say it was caught
first down.
Just inside the 35, down at the 31. It will be a first down for Nelson College, and they're continuing to move this ball.
Yeah. Wanting to get something positive before the half. Zone read right.
So this time, great open field tackle. There were several Lions in on that stop there, including number 33, James Grace.
Yeah, but Trey Odom is the one that went downhill. Yeah, the safety.
Now Grace checks out of this next play here, takes himself off to his own power. So now 3:19 to go before the end of the first half. Bowman calls for it, calls the tight end in motion across the formation. Bowman rolls left, going to fire left.
Overthrows this receiver, yep.
But a little too much pepper on it, but that route concept would have worked, but it's going to be third down and 10 now for Nelson College.
Yeah, it's kind of tough making that throw when you're going to your left and you have to work across your body a little bit.
Especially when you don't have time to plant your,
No, you really got to get your momentum downhill before you throw the ball.
All right, going to work, double tight end now, 2 receivers. Ball is snapped. Bowman going to fire it across the middle. And Travis Martin with the interception.
There it is. INT.
So Travis Martin gets one.
What they call? What happened? No catch? Or did he catch it? What happened?
So they're saying pass interference. I didn't see the flag. So it looks like it's pass interference going to be against Langston here. So personnel change coming in now as Travis Martin comes out. That was a beautiful interception, though. Just too bad it won't count. So going to work now after following the penalty. Getting set for things to get started here. 3 receivers, twins to the left, ball on the right hash mark. Calling the outside receiver in motion for the jet sweep,
but he
mishandled it and then fell on the ground. So right there, a little trouble on the trickery here. They were going to fake the jet sweep on a throwback, trying to get the ball in the hands of Elijah Bowman, the quarterback, and he was probably going to throw it because in the end zone, that corner route looked like it just might have been open there.
Yeah, dialed up a little trickeration, huh?
That's what it looks like. So another scoreboard update, just something that surprised me over the course of the day. How about SMU beating a top 10?
25, yeah.
Yeah, top 25 team in Louisville. All right, Bowman's going to throw it to the end zone. That pass is going to be intercepted.
He's bringing it out.
At the 10, at the 15, at the 20. He's got a convoy. Still on the field.
But there's flags.
There's multiple flags on the play, but the flags were thrown after the interception.
Yep.
Great interception on that play by Terrion Miles on the play.
Yeah, that was a great read. He had good coverage. Ball was left a little short. He turned around, picked it out the sky, brought it out the end zone. And then, of course, the convoy full of defensive players. All they know how to do is use their hands.
So it looks like the penalty is going to go against Langston.
Hold it.
But after the reception. So it's still first down Langston, but the penalty. So it's going to move the ball back inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. But nonetheless, 1st and 10, Langston. Want to thank all our sponsors this afternoon. That would be LU Athletics, the Black Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. 2:42 to go. So we got 4 receivers. Trips to the right side, ball on the left hash. Ball is snapped. Bardell going to hand it off. Tyler Travis tries to turn the corner. Maybe gets 1 or 2 out of that, but they fall into the kicker's net.
Yeah, they probably broke it.
Everybody looks like they're going to be all right, but you're right, Gary. It doesn't look like it's standing out.
Octavio's looking at it like, man. Okay, he got it straightened out. All right.
Yeah.
Octavio's
it's probably not the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
So back to work now. So a gain of 1 for Tyler Travis on that last carry. 2:05 to go. And we're officially at the 2-minute warning. Kind of new. Haven't been able to do that in the past, but here we are, Gary, with the 2-minute warning.
So Mo, I know today is pink out, but I'm also looking at all these cheerleaders. So I know I missed the pregame, but what are we looking at here?
Well, we're talking. It's pink out.
Is it cheer day?
No, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes, I know that, but all the cheerleaders though.
I have not been told officially what that is.
Oh, okay. There's a bunch of them.
We got to find out some fun about that.
Yep.
So we're going to have to try and look to see if there's anything to address that as we are standing right here. So looking at how things are going overall, Gary. So far, the Lions have not given up any points in the first half of this game. The defense has been pitching a shutout so far in this game. It's been really, really good to see the Lions, doing a great job on both sides of the ball, doing their best work.
Yeah, they are. And then, of course, you were talking about it. The penalties. We just had the holding, of course, on the INT return, but. That happens, no big deal, but that's not a core offense or defensive penalty situation.
Right.
So
now Bardell trots out on the field to lead the offense with 2 minutes to go before the end of the first half. I'm interested to see just how aggressive Coach Morgan and the coaching staff for Langston really want to be in this situation.
Well, if it's me, I'm thinking, hey, let's go see if we can't work a little 2-minute drive. And let's see how long we can hold the ball.
And we're going empty with quads to the right.
2nd and 9.
Bardell has it. Bardell's feeling pressure.
He's under pressure.
And he's going to be brought down. Didn't feel that one, but a nice blitz and a nice bring down or a nice tackle there by number 27 for Nelson College.
Yeah, Lions are hurrying up. They're getting back on the line of scrimmage as the clock continues to tick. That was a loss of about 7.
Yes.
Ouch.
So down inside or near the 10-yard line. They're going to keep it at the 11 right now as it stands. So 3rd down and 19 to go. So if you're Langston, you just want to do a little pitch and catch. Just get the ball in the hands of one of your guys, and you'll live with the results of that. Don't have to be a hero. Don't have to get a touchdown right here. Has to be smart with the football.
Yep. Just keep Nelson out of the end zone.
All right. So now
Pressure.
Torrance Bardell is going to throw it out to the flat.
He has a receiver.
And he's got it. And a nice catch there that time, of course, by number 12, Victor Boggs. He's going to take the ball up to almost the original line of scrimmage. But Nelson College calls a timeout. And we're going to take a quick one here ourselves. You're listening to Langston Lion Football, brought to you by LU Athletics, the Black Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com/micro.
Welcome back. Welcome back. The Lions are going to pump the ball. Great kick by Octavio Resendez.
Oh, then there's also a crackback. Yeah.
Flag going to be on the play here, and it's thrown right there at the 39-yard line, which means Sagu will likely be starting this possession inside the 25.
Yeah, there was a serious crackback.
Just glad nobody got hurt on that play.
Oh, yeah.
So, 49.6 seconds to go. And that's going to, again, move the ball back. And so now inside the 30, I was a little wrong on my distance there.
Yeah.
But nonetheless.
I tell you what, for those of you who have never experienced a crackback, you're talking about the surprise of your life. Okay. you almost have like an out-of-body experience, and people think that it must hurt. You don't. It shocks you so bad you don't even feel it. All you know is you're laying at the ground looking up, and maybe one of your arms is stuck like this.
Oh, that's
and then eventually it comes down because,
Going to work right now. Bowman's going to fire over the middle. Pass incomplete.
Yeah.
That one should have been caught.
No,
Kobe Tanner, it was low and outside, but Tanner, if it hit you in the hand, should have caught it.
It wasn't. It's hard. It's hard to catch balls like that in traffic, man. I'm telling you. When you hear those footsteps.
Okay, you just finished telling the crackback story, so I can understand that.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So going back to work now. Going to throw the ball to the outside.
Oh!
Pass is nearly intercepted. Nice job going for it as Terrion Miles was trying to get interception number 2 on the day.
Yeah, man, Miles is having a good game so far. I mean, that's a couple of different breakups that I've seen him. Did he get an interception?
Yes,
he's the one that came out the end zone, right?
Right,
yeah.
Exactly. So he's trying to get number 2 on the day.
I mean, and honestly, if he'd have put 2 hands up there instead of 1, he probably would have scored.
3 receivers, twins to the right, 42 seconds to go, 3rd down and 10. And if Sagu doesn't run the ball here, they might just give the ball back to Langston and pass the territory. And again, breaking wide open into the secondary.
Nice cut.
Run down the sideline. Good, strong running by Fields. He's still on his feet.
Steps out of bounds.
Going to step out of bounds inside the 25, down to the 23. And the Lions, just when you were getting to exhale here.
I know, thinking that we were going to go in with no issues, maybe force them to punt the ball off. That was just a straight draw play.
Yes.
Right up the gut.
And that particular time, Lawson Fields cuts back and makes money with it. 3 receivers.
We got a personnel problem.
So a personnel issue.
Timeout, Langston.
Langston has to call a timeout here. Got to get the personnel right because you don't want to give them momentum right before the end of the first half. So 30-second timeout here, but let's talk about that draw play. I mean, you and I were both thinking, hey, Gary, we're thinking on the 2 or 3 plays ahead as we always do.
Yep.
It's a 3rd down and long.
Yep.
It said if they don't run the ball here, Langston could get the ball and to have a chance with a couple of timeouts on their own to try and do something with it. They had one in the pocket.
Well, they also came, like you said, they came out with 4 wide. And so Langston's thinking pass, you have to match personnel, right? So that means that you're going to probably end up going with a nickel package or something like that. And then lo and behold, quarterback drops straight back, just hands the ball off to the running back. And, of course, he just gets downhill. I didn't know that young man, Lawson Fields, I didn't know he had that kind of top-end speed to be that big. I mean we don't have any numbers on him, but he looks like he's every bit of 220.
He reminds me of the other runners that have been here in the past for Sago, Keaton Dudick.
Yeah.
Dudick was the same style of runner here that
big
we
old
saw.
Kid.
Yeah, Jack could run and do a lot of work in open space. Now, that back-end communication's got to be good for Langston on this. Going to throw it in the middle of the field, has a receiver open. It's going to be snatched out of the air by Trey Odom. He's at the 15, he's at the 20. He's at the 25, he's at the 30.
Oh, he has it.
Trey Odom might take it to the house as a flag is on the play.
Is that a flag again?
Trey Odom is going to get it to the end zone for the touchdown, but it's going to come back as it's back here as multiple flags are on the play.
Okay, so I'm thinking that they're going to probably try to call a crackback. However, I watched the block, and the lineman really did not crack back. He basically just kind of like turned himself and just kind of bumped into the
personal
defender.
Foul, crackback block.
Yeah.
You called it against Langston.
But it wasn't a true crackback because it wasn't a direct impact and it wasn't blind. The lineman literally turned himself sideways and just kind of bumped into him. Now, maybe the Nelson defender or offensive player put on his Academy Award, acting class and just kind of fell out and sold it. Yeah. But other than that, he probably was down there yelling, "Oh, God." Yeah. And then here comes the flag because the flag was late. Okay, the flag was very late.
Right. Well, again.
And I don't know how you block with everything going on and avoid that. I mean, you got to block. And you're cracking. You're not cracking back, but you got to block back a little bit. How do you do that? Unless you just kind of get in the guy's way or something.
Right. So nonetheless, the penalty will move the ball back to the LU 20-yard line.
12 seconds, 5
12
wide.
seconds. The Lions just need to snap it here, and they're going to actually put it up. And Bardell going to run it. He's going to fire it downfield, try to hit Kevin Allen. Pass incomplete, 5.4 seconds to go.
Oh, wow.
With me at the 20-yard line, hey, you got a 14-point lead.
I'm kneeling it out.
Let's kneel it and take it to the half.
Yep, kneeling it out.
Because there's no need to create another opportunity.
Right. We don't want to throw the ball to them, and we don't want any players falling wrong or getting hurt. Let's just kneel it out and get in the locker room.
And Bardell's going to do just that.
There we go.
All right, so they're going to down the ball. As we get ready to go into the end as the first half has come to an end, I'm going to send a shout-out. My baby girl is listening to me on the radio. Hi, Huntley.
Hey.
Daddy's on the radio. That's right. Dad. That's right. You can say it all day long. But I'm going to send that shout-out to her. And, of course, Mama. Got to throw it out to my wife, Cicely. Got to throw it out.
The last time I talked to you on the phone and baby girl was there, I didn't hear no dada. I heard a bunch of,
Is that what you heard?
Oh, yeah. It was live in the background.
Okay, that's something that's got to be said that, right?
She's running the house.
Yeah, that's fine. So, so as
she's the boss.
She is the boss. So we're going to put it out there. So they're going to, down there, you ask Gary what's going on. Before we go to break, turn your eyes to the field to view the 2024 Spirit Day athletes coached by the cheer alum Honesty Lewis. This is a group made up of junior high school, senior high cheerleaders from Oklahoma and Texas.
Awesome.
So that's what's going on right now, right there on the middle of the field. And for those who are watching online, get ready to feast your eye on 2024 Spirit Day, sponsored by Langston. Spirit Day being recognized here on the campus of Langston University. It's always great when you can bring other schools from other areas. So it looks like they got one more. Recognition of Spirit Day on Langston's campus. Nice job by the cheerleaders doing that. So we're going to take a break. We're officially at halftime and get you ready because, of course, the Langston University Marching Pride is up next. Don't go anywhere. Hold on to your seat. Coming up next, it is the Community Health Centers of Oklahoma halftime report coming up right here. This is Langston Lion football. Langston up 14-0.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com/Mike Rowe.
We are live from the Langston University, home of the Marching Pride Band.
You know the face and you hear the voice. This is your SJ Activities Coordinator, Terrence Keys.
And around these parts, they call me Miss T.
We're here to amaze you. Whatever you have heard about the Marching Pride Band, it is in fact true. Feast your eyes on one of the top 5 HBCU bands in the nation and from the only HBCU in Oklahoma. Marching 250 plus strong, it's the Langston University Marching Pride Band.
Under the dynamic field direction of drum majors Solomon Williams, Xavier Jones, James Fowler, Danielle Langston, Tyron Broads, DeMondre McCall, and head drum major Mr. Curtis Ross. You are definitely in for a treat of sound,
Precision,
swag,
groove,
and of course, elegance.
The Marching Pride Band will open with a tapestry of sound from Earth, Wind, and Fire named In the Sky. might want to hold on to your man because the gorgeous, the beautiful, the phenomenal golden feline dancers will be performing the CeeLo Grades tonight.
Welcome back to Anderson Stadium. We're officially at the Langston University halftime report. Langston University marching pride is on the field, Gary. You know what we got to do. We got to let them hear them a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Give them some. Man, they turn so many, they spin around so much and jump up and fall down and hit the ground. I couldn't do it. I'd tear a hamstring trying to do some of the stuff that they're doing. I mean, imagine the level of athleticism you have to be a college level HBCU dancer. Yes. I mean, I just was sitting there looking at it, but one of the young ladies on that dance group ensemble is one that I coach softball at Millwood, and I'm watching her now, and I'm thinking about, I lost her. She left me and went to go be a dancer in the band at Millwood, and now she's doing it at the collegiate level. I mean, it's just awesome to see.
No doubt. Here's a little bit more of the Langston University marching pride as they have reset themselves. Here we go.
Now, enjoy the sounds of the marching pride as they play Love Train by Bruno Mars.
I'm sorry, but they said Love Train by Bruno Mars. I'm sorry. Love Train is by Confunction. That's the original.
Yeah, unless it's the remake version by Bruno.
It's not a whole lot of difference.
Well, no, but if you're going to say it, you're talking about the original, but I got it.
Confunction.
ain't nothing like filling out and finishing a halftime performance with "I'm So Glad."
That's right.
So getting that done. Langston University Marching Choir. We're going to be trending on social media, Gary.
That's right.
You just want to debate. It's just a different version. When they said Bruno Mars, I had to think for a second. I'm like, oh yeah, he did remake it.
He remade Confunction that was originally recorded back in 1982.
And the version that it's a little bit different by tempo, but again, it's still the original is by that. But if they're going to announce it, they should say the Bruno Mars version originally, recorded by Confunction. That's right. That's what you want.
That's right. As an '87 high school grad.
Okay, that's fine. I just want you to know that you sound like the guy on the board. That's what you sound like. You sound like the guy on the board. Hey, wait a second, you youngsters.
Yeah.
Stop.
Well, but because you know what's happening
but
now,
Gary, you can't just go out there and do that.
They taking all our music and re-recording it and calling it something else. Come on now.
Okay, Gary, I understand that. It's the there ain't nothing new under the sun. Okay.
It almost seems like that now, except for AI.
So that's the way it is. So we're going to take a quick 3-minute timeout, and then when we come back, we'll break down the numbers, get some adjustments, and also, getting some other things going on. We'll talk about that in the second half of this one. This is, of course, LU Halftime, sponsored by Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Langston Lion Football.
Dance coordinator, Mr. Terrence Johnson. Flash of Fire sponsors, Miss Ladina Jimerson and Miss Janice Outlaw Gunther. The staff for the band, Miss Yanni Davis. We want to wish you peace from the opulent orange and brilliant blue.
Welcome back to LU Halftime Report, sponsored, of course, by Community Health Centers of Oklahoma. Taking a look at the numbers, Gary, for the first half of the game, Langston actually, ran 30 plays for 166 yards, where you've got Sagu on the other side running 39 plays for 171. So a difference of 5 yards is about a difference of 14 points overall on the board. So a big time difference overall in terms of that. Not a big number, but in terms of the scoreboard, it is.
Right.
And so that's how sometimes numbers are misleading to you, because you would think with 14-0 that Sagu has done, or Nelson College, I have to apologize, has done nothing, but they actually have. Now, in terms of individual performances for Langston in the first half, just got to give it up. Torrance Bardell, 7 of 15, 141 yards. He's 46% completion on that, but he's also been able to get the offense going. He's been efficient, and it's one of the best games we've seen from him, although 46.7% completion percentage is not something that's going to be eye-popping overall. Ivory Wheelwright, 3 receptions for 69 yards. Keenan Allen, 3 catches for 65 yards, and Victor Box, 1 catch for 7. Then you've got Tyler Travis running the ball, 7 for 14 yards. Bardell, 5 for 6, and a touchdown. And Demarie Hamilton, 3 attempts for 5 yards overall in the first half of this game. Switching over to how Nelson College is looking right now. Bowman, 5 of 16, 3 first-half interceptions, and really that is the difference in the story of the game.
Yeah.
He's thrown for 41 yards overall. You were talking about running the ball. Hey, man, Lawson Fields has been awesome. 11 carries for 76 yards. And the interesting thing about it, when you look at the numbers, Gary, what that tells me, as we have a little time to discuss it here, is by the Lions not able to put up 20-plus points in the first half, you basically keep Fields in the game.
Yeah.
By Fields being able to rush means that in the fourth quarter, if this is a 14 lead or not or less, there's times now where you can have the head coach, of course, for Nelson College, that is Jared Hudgens, can still turn back to the running game and to keep that as a viable option for the offense.
Well, I mean, if I'm the head coach at Nelson, I'm looking at the fact that, okay, we're very effective running the ball. I mean, the kid's averaging between 6-7 yards a carry. So I would continue to throw the ball, but I wouldn't throw the ball over the middle. If you look at the INTs, right, they're basically coming from long throws, and those are going to be those interceptions are happening in between the hashes. I would go back to maybe throwing the ball, in more of a possession, outer third of the field, and then I would go right back to the run game if I'm Nelson. As far as Langston is concerned going into this half, we're seeing some very, very good things. We haven't necessarily connected on the long ball downfield, but what's been working is getting the ball to our wide receivers in a hurry. Great distribution between the receivers. Just need to get the ball out quick, do a little bit better job pre-snap, seeing where we're going to have our one-on-one matchups, and then getting that ball out there quickly and let our wide receivers kind of get their rack yardage, that run after the catch, making guys miss. That's what I would do if I'm Langston.
One of the things I had talked about in pregame is my keys to the game. I said start fast. Well, the Lions put up 14 points, 7 each quarter, so a touchdown each quarter, that's good. You want to be able to put points on the
Only
board.
one offensively.
Yes.
The other one was a defensive. Yeah.
But it's still 14-0. So my thing here in the second half is you have to put up at least 14 more, at least.
Yeah.
To me, and it's engaging, and I need more production from the offense. To your point, only 7 points. Then I said reduce penalties. Well, the penalties started to catch up there at the end of the first half. Langston ended up with 4 for 83.
Okay.
And a couple of those were those questionable, somewhat back calls.
Man, those are goofy calls.
But those are tough. So on the other side, Nelson College 8 for 93.
Right.
So that. But there is one trend that is concerning to me. And any team that has a running game, as Nelson College does, they are 7 of 9 on third down conversions in the first half. Langston, on the other hand, is 3 of 6, 50%, which is good. I'll take the 50%. The situation here is when you're 7 of 9, that means you're sustaining drives.
Yeah.
And on a warm afternoon like this, Gary, that's how the game can turn. Basically, for Nelson College, if they can put something up and put pressure on Langston going into the fourth, they have an excellent chance to still come out and win this game.
Yeah, they could. And also, too, I'm interested in seeing what Langston does in the third and fourth quarter. Are guys going to continue to stay locked in as they get tired? Are we going to start seeing some, like the penalties and things like that? We really need to keep an eye on those markers of focus and discipline. Those are the things, and I see right now on the sideline that Coach Q got the team called up, and he's talking to them, making sure that they stay locked in. This is a great opportunity. This is an opportunity to get a win from a solid team. I wouldn't say great team, but a solid team that could maybe set the stage and carry them out and make them more competitive and get them ready for the Texas Wesleyans as well as the teams like Ottawa.
Yeah, this is –
they got to go to Arizona for the Ottawa game, right?
Exactly, they do. But the thing about it is that next week they got to go to Panhandle.
Yeah.
And when I'm saying Panhandle, looking at the standings right now –
that could be a trap game.
Sits at number 3 in the conference right now by wins. And, again, after the big upset last week of Wayland Baptist knocking off Louisiana Christian and Plainview last week. So now everybody's topsy-turvy. Louisiana Christian and Langston and Nelson are right there in the middle where you've got Wayland.
You didn't see that.
You didn't see that. Wayland
beating Louisiana Christian.
Then Oklahoma Panhandle State, then Ottawa, and then at the top, Texas Wesleyan. Yeah. I mean, that's the way it's sitting right now. So this is the season of opportunity for either one of these teams that wants to dress up and who wants it more in the second half. Yeah. So we're ready to start the second half of this game here. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods, glad that you're with us here for the second half of this game, ready to get some things going here. But it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Hutchins decides to do for Nelson. On the same side, exactly what Coach Morgan and his offensive team decides to do is going to be key. The team that comes out and can sustain a drive, set the tone early, has a chance. But just because you come out and do anything, please understand there's still a lot of football. There is 30 minutes of football to be played in the second half of this game. So here we go. Octavio Resendez set to kick this ball away.
Trying to remember the wind. So the wind was out of the south today. So let's see what Octavio looks like going into the wind now.
Now, again.
Oh, but we don't have a whole lot. I'm looking at the flag.
Yeah, but if you look down on the sideline at some of the tents, you can see it's moving around a little bit. So the ball's bouncing around. It's still off there. And it's not in great but a great job to cover that ball. And it's going to be the returner. And it's going to be marked down, I think, right about the 30-yard line. So set up shop 1st and 10. For Nelson College coming out.
Yeah, that was one heck of a tackle by Mason Johnson as well from Kendall, Texas.
Yeah,
on the kicking team. I have an appreciation now for coverage because those guys, that's the want-to squad. They want to be out there. They want to run down because that's their good quality repetition to show coaches, hey, I'm getting myself ready for core offense or defense.
Elijah Bowman comes out as the starter to start the second half of this game. 2 receiver split. Bowman asking for it. He gets it. And, of course, Fields has it. And Fields basically, I won't say dices, but he really just gashes the Langston defense right off the bat for a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4.
And one of the funny things, too, Mo, is that as I look at that offensive and defensive interior, I'm not seeing big holes, right? I'm seeing creases, and I'm telling you that he's really getting downhill, hitting those creases very hard.
Back to work, back in the belly of Fields. Fields is trying to dance to the outside. This time he's going to be brought down as D'Lo finds him and brings him down. And that's exactly what you want. 3rd down and about 4 yards to go.
Yeah, that was an attempted inside zone play that pretty much got bounced. And the reason why it got bounced is because the defenders did a very good job of taking on those blockers in controlling that line of scrimmage.
And that's exactly what you want done here, Gary. Now, if you're the defense, you want to come out here and get them off the field. Do not allow them to convert. So right now, as it stands, we've got 4 receivers now, and the H-back is lined up as Fields in the slot. And then going to the top. And then so Martin did a great job that time of covering what would be Zach Fuller on the outside. So 4th down here, and it looks like after the Bowman pass is incomplete, looks like we're going to see the punter. And that sends back, of course, number 23 for the Lions. That is Michael Nash to return this football.
Yeah, he's deadly. Let's see what he can do.
So Michael standing back at the 20-yard line. 13:45 to go in the 3rd. 14-0 is the score. Good snap. The Lions apply pressure.
Woo, look at that.
It's a high end-over-end kick, and Nash just allows it to hit. And it does take a slight Nelson roll down near the 10. I think they're going to stop it at the 12-yard line. So 1st and 10, Langston from that spot. What a nice high arcing kick there by the punter for Nelson College. I mean, that was a tremendous punt.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he put a lot of foot in that one. It went straight up like a spiral.
That is Ryan Lewis, the punter.
And what's crazy about those, Mo, is that you never know which way that ball is going to kick when it comes down, when it's spiraling straight up like
in the air. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If your team, I'm going to tell coaches now, I'm just going to put it out there. When your team is struggling offensively, defensively, you don't know what you got. I hate saying spend a scholarship on a punter or a field.
No.
But,
you put some money in it now.
You put money in it, and that's how you do it.
Yeah.
All right, going to work. Bardell going to hand it. And dancing ahead, just getting back to the line of scrimmage because he started off in the negative. Looks like it could have been negative yards, but that's David Hall.
Yeah. I was watching the blocking scheme on that, and I was seeing the setup. I wasn't 100% sure what we were running. But let me say this, too. You were talking about scholarship money on the kicking game. I realize that at this level there aren't an overabundance of scholarships. However, it is worth finding that right type player, like an Octavio as an example, who can develop and grow into being both your place kicker, field goal kicker, and punter. I mean, that's worth the money in order to be competitive.
Oh, Bardell's going to give the ball to David Hall.
Blockers.
Hall's got a little burst of speed. He's at the 20, at the 25, at the 30. He's at the 40-yard line.
Good
Gunner
cut.
steps to the inside. Going to take the ball into Nelson territory.
Oh,
and then
we
it's
got
going
a
to be a
flag
flag come down after the play. But first, I get to say it. Sir, please move those chains. First down, Langston. What a run by David Hall. So nice job. So let's see here.
Yeah, he got hit from behind.
So they're saying that he can stay in the game. He did not have to come out for one play. So we want to make sure that the right amount of players in, and it is, of course, a personal foul penalty added on to the end of the run, taking the ball inside the 35 down to the 32-yard line. What a run. What a run that time.
I'm trying to, was it the personal foul? Was it a helmet to helmet or something, or what was it?
It was right after that last play. David Hall just ran for 42 yards.
Yep.
It was something that was done on the tackle. I want to say it was a face mask area.
Okay.
So going back to work now on that side of the ball, on the Nelson side of the field, I should say. 3 receivers, twins to the right, and Nelson is showing blitz from the outside. Let's see if they come. They kind of come on a delay, and then cutting back inside, Demarie Hamilton is rushing and running the ball hard. He's got a good grip as
got
Nelson's
2 hands
trying to strip that ball.
Yeah.
And again, that's what the technique is. While my guys got you up, just keep coming after it. Just keep coming after it.
But keep 2 hands on the ball when you're in the thick of it. You can't be going through there one hand in it. You got to cover that ball up. That was a great job by the running back.
But Hamilton managed to still meander about 5-6 yards out of the play. So 2nd down and 5. Ball inside the 30 at the 27-yard line. 11:04 to go before the end of the 3rd. Bardell calls for it, gets it. Hamilton now has it. And Hamilton got a little bit ahead of his block there. He's going to lose a couple of yards there, setting up 3rd down and what will be 8 to go.
Yeah.
And in that particular case, again, you think you can explode through that gap. And the mistake is by most running backs are you still let your blocker absorb the contact and then go around it.
If you can.
But if not, then you stop on a dime, put your foot down, and go straight ahead.
That's right. Get north and south real quick. It's actually an easier tackle for the defender if you stay sideways. But if you go north and south, then he's going to have to reposition himself, drop his butt, and attack you. And oftentimes, you rather be the hammer than the nail.
Going to work. Ball handed off now. Thrown to the
RPO,
outside.
good.
What a great job by Ivory Wheelwright, who's going to catch the ball inside the 25, down to the 23. Sir, please move those chains. 1st down, Langston. What a reliable target Ivory Wheelwright has been today for Torrance Bardell.
Yeah, that's actually, he's been highly productive today. I've seen a lot of discipline in his routes. And then also, too, he knows what to do with it. As soon as he catches the ball, he's getting upfield as quickly as possible. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see a guy sitting there throwing a bunch of moves. You want to see a guy put his foot in the ground and get north and south.
All right. 2 receivers. Twins in the backfield. 2 backs. Coming across the formation, going to hand off from the jet sweep. Turning the corner.
Yeah.
Going to be brought down.
Got to get a little better block on the edge there.
By Victor Boggs. Victor Boggs wanted to put his foot in the ground and go north, but, again, he was kind of hanging around that block on the outside that got to him.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that's so important is that is that when you do things like run jet sweeps with wide receivers, then that puts your tailback, who's not usually a blocker except for in protection, to where he has to get out there and lead block. And some of those guys, you know, they don't practice it a whole lot, so they really need to learn how to lock up, get their feet going, set their hands, and really finish off their blocks.
All right, going to work this time. That is
nothing there.
Nothing doing there. And, again, I don't know about the blocking that was set there for my man Vincent Bartholomew, the V-train.
Yeah.
The V-train was stopped that time in the backfield, so it's going to be a 3rd down and 12 situation. Gary, can we get another update, a college scoreboard update of what's going on, Bama and Vanderbilt?
Yeah. So looking at the college scoreboard, it looks like it is 23-21 with 5 minutes left in the 3rd. Vanderbilt is losing that. They're releasing that lead. They're giving up something just happened. Nope, it's still the same. 23-21. Vandy is leading over Alabama.
All right, going to work. 3 receivers now. Twins to the right, and this time faking it. And Bardell still has it. He's going to have to unload it. He's going to fire it into the end zone, trying to hit Kevin Allen. Kevin Allen bounced, and Kevin Allen got it. I don't know how he did it, but Kevin Allen got the ball right there by the back pylon.
I mean, in the very corner of the end zone.
That's Kevin Allen's first touchdown of the year, and he finally got in there with a great, tremendous job by Kevin Allen on that play.
Yeah, it was a great throw by Bardell. Well,
he threw it to the outside.
He threw it to the outside in the back pylon. I mean, there's no other way for him to catch the ball except to be on the pylon.
Now, let's just talk about it. Given where Bardell, as Octavio puts it through the upright, there is a point to what you're saying. Based upon the vision point where he was, he made it a jump ball situation. The point is he just had confidence in Kevin Allen, and Kevin Allen made the play.
Every quarterback has a safety blanket. The good news is that this quarterback has 2.
Right, and exactly. And let's just be honest about it. So those who are watching online on PPBC TV streaming, let's put it to you this way. If the ball is intercepted, we're going to talk about how bad of a throw or a decision that was by Bardell. But because the touchdown was made by Kevin Allen in the fashion that it was made.
That's what you call a 50-50 ball, bro.
Exactly.
50-50. 50% of the time it'll go against you. 50% of the time it'll go for you. This time it went for us.
Okay.
As the Lions lead 21-0 with 7:48 left in the
And we'll
third.
accept that as it is right now on that side. So Torrance Bardell continues his outstanding day in his overall performance. Bardell now sits on the day, if I'm not mistaken, 9 of 17 for 173 yards and a touchdown, and he's got one on the ground as well. So it's been a heck of a game by the signal caller for the Langston Lions.
Most definitely.
All right, so now getting an opportunity to kick this ball away. Octavio's going to put it in play. And Octavio's been enjoying that squib right now. Let's see if that's what the Lions continue to want to do here, if that's what Joe Frankenberg, the assistant coach, wants. It's a nice low-end kick. Going to be caught right there about the 12-yard line.
Coverage was a little slow getting down.
So trying to find some space. He's trying to reverse field position, and he's going to be brought down just shy of the 30-yard line. Ball's loose. Ball's loose on the ground. The Lions are saying that they got it.
Are they calling him down, or did they?
And it's going to be a Langston Lion football.
Wow. Langston gets another opportunity here. The ball roughly on what, the 27, 28?
On the 27, 28-yard line. So, you know, it was one of those situations where the returner was looking for space to operate, and we know that head coach Jared Hudgens is talking to his returner here, and I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that might have been Jack Wright on that return.
Well, I tell you what, we talked about getting north and south and not all this dancing around and putting 2 hands on the ball. That's a prime example right there of not protecting the football, what that can do.
And when you stop moving on a return, Gary, that's when it gets dangerous because you've got 3 or 4 guys gunning for you. That's why they call them gunners.
Full head of steam.
Right.
Yeah.
And that, it will cause you to separate yourself between dislodging you and the ball.
That's right.
And Bardell, feeling pressure, going to have to throw it ahead. And the pass is going to be intercepted. Bardell tried to get rid of it, and it's going to be a mistake. And it's going to be intercepted right back into the hands of Sagu Nelson College.
Throw it away, young man. Throw it away.
And Bardell was looking for an opportunity, and that particular one was not the best decision on that particular play.
He was floating back. He had 2 defenders in his face, and I know he's a great athlete. And we've seen him, make chicken salad out of chicken,
Right.
But
and again, do we want the sack? No, but the sack was a safer option.
Or just throw it away.
Or just throw it away and take the chances with the intention
he has a strong enough arm. Throw it away.
You don't want to give life to a team that has been struggling to generate something.
Reverse.
So back.
They got a guy wide open downfield. Great hustle by Strothers.
And that is Madre Strother, who was outright running to get back on coverage.
Well, it was some trickeration.
Right. It was a wheel route. It was a jet sweep reverse.
Yeah, with a wheel.
With the wheel. Going on. So there was a lot of action, but the back on the back end back here, Strother hustled his way back. Great job by the defensive line from Langston putting pressure on Bowman. If Bowman could have stepped into the throw, the guy's already in the end zone.
Yep.
Now going to work is Fields, and this time the Lion defense is all over Fields, a gain of 2 or 3 yards. But let's talk about it. They set up a jet sweep on that play, folks.
That's right.
And he was running to the short side of the field, flips it in a reverse, but it was a reverse pass.
Right, back to the quarterback.
And as Bowman dropped back in the pocket to release the ball, there was nobody within 20 yards, but all of a sudden you see a streaking Madre Strothers streaking back there, and it hit him in the back.
Yeah.
Had it been a little bit more height or a little bit more catchable, could have been a pass interference or it could have been a touchdown either way for Nelson College. So this time Bowman's going to swing it to the outside. This time, nice.
Nope, that wasn't a catch. Okay.
Nice job by coverage on that one, and guess who? And, of course, number 4, Travis Martin.
Yeah. He actually did a great job of defeating the block, getting in there. He was out there by himself. He had no help. So the tight end and the receiver was there. It was a 2-on-1 scenario. He beat the block and made the tackle, almost forced the fumble. So, I would really watch that, because if they come back to that play again, the Langston secondary didn't make the adjustment on the back end. Who was going to pick up the tight end? There was no one else out there other than Kevin. It was 2-on-1.
So now to punt this ball away is Ryan Lewis for Nelson. Standing inside the 15, it looks like that's Michael Nash back there. And nice high end-over-end kick again. And it's going to take a bounce, and nearly bounced dead. And
he's in the end zone. No, he stepped in the end zone. Yep.
Going to be a touchback, but it was right there against the line.
Yeah. Well,
and of course, I like the punter. I like Ryan Lewis's attitude.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I gave you a gift.
Yeah.
It was right there at the 1-yard line.
Well,
get your toes out, man.
Yeah. Well, and I also like the fact that, the returner for Langston did a very, very smart thing. He was standing on the 10-yard line, and it was Michael Nash, and he was like, hey, goes over my head, I'm letting it go. Right? And considering the hang time, I probably wouldn't have wanted to stand underneath that bad boy and catch it either, because those guys were coming with a full head of steam.
So no doubt, 1st and 10 from the
20-yard
20-yard line.
By Michael.
So Bardell with another interception today, and that's one category as well. So Bardell's going to hand it off, and right up the middle, and this time Nelson College says, no way. Nothing doing there. So little conversation of football going on.
Yeah, DB wide receiver, kind of locking up out there on the edge.
That's just football.
It's just football.
2nd down and 11.
A few cuss words in between.
Gary,
I tell you what.
Gary, you've coached it, you've played it.
I'm gonna tell you, if you could put a mic on the field down there, you would hear all kinds of ungodly things.
There's another game.
The dozens. They down there playing the dozens. I'm gonna tell you that now.
All right, going to work. 2nd down and 11. 5:43 to go. Got to get that ball snapped, and Bardell does, and they're going to hand
outside
the ball
zone.
off. And again,
come on, big man.
Not getting to the edge, and again, trouble. And then now, all of a sudden, a penalty going to be here, and this one is not necessary. This one's going to be on Langston.
Yeah,
and it just, and more than likely I would decline it if I was the coach, but I might pin him back even more. But again, that was just an ugly, ugly penalty, unnecessary. This is what Coach Morgan's talking about, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Lions.
Okay, yeah.
So again, just got to do some talking here, and we're going to have to see here Coach Morgan doesn't pull the offensive lineman responsible for that, because that was just a little extra that was not necessary there. But going nonetheless now, 4 receivers, trips to the left, Bardell in shotgun. He's standing inside the 5-yard line now. So right now the Lions are going to have to do something different as the Lions, Langston's coming set. Bardell's going to throw it, pressure. Bardell's looking, going to fire it in the middle of the field, and that pass.
Oh, almost caught.
Almost caught. Would have been an unbelievable reception there.
Oh, yeah.
Pass is incomplete. Looks like it's intended for number 87. That is Sign Washington. Pass incomplete, 4th down. So now Octavio is going to have to kick it out of his own end zone. And that puts the ball, the returner, Jack Wright, standing. That's not Jack Wright. Let me correct that. That is Eamon, I'm sorry. Yeah, that looks like that is Eamon White. That's back there on the standing on the Nelson side of the field. End over end kick. Going to be caught. And then the ball wasn't loose, rolling around on the ground, and then the Lions are able to bring down the returner or force him, and a big hit on the sideline over there. And the Lions are going to have to get, again, a little bit. Teams are really starting to get a little bit heated here. I firmly expect a conversation between the head official here of today's game and the coaches here, because the breaking up after the play's over is
No,
there's a little bit too many conversations going on.
Right. You know, act like you've been there before. If you make a big play or you make a great tackle, hop up, do it again. No reason to taunt, no reason to say anything. And I know it's hard because the guy you just lit up, he wants to act like you didn't light him up. That's what it is. I mean, you know, he's saying, oh, you didn't do nothing while he's getting up and trying to find his mouthpiece. I understand.
37, ball at the Langston 37-yard line right now. Ball is snapped and trying to run the ball to the outside.
Keeper.
Sweep to the edge and a nice run there. Good job by Pearson Rugo. So Rugo going to take the ball for a gain of 8 down inside the 30, down to the 29-yard line. So 4:27 to go. So, Gary, after this play, need another update on what's going on in the Vandy-Bama game. Should be in the 4th quarter now. And this time trying to run to the outside. Nice job by Damian Lowry.
Yeah.
That's, for those who play Mortal Kombat and remember Scorpion's move, get over here. That's what that was. What a grab right there.
Hey, just an update from the Division I level. Alabama is currently still trailing Vanderbilt 30-28 with 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Still in the 3rd quarter, so still plenty of time. So 3rd down. And now going to work.
That appears to be the most interesting game right now.
Do we have a score on what's going on at O State?
I don't have a score. I'm actually on ESPN, and I don't see anything from Oklahoma State. I'm going to have to look over at Superintendent. She probably is following the game right now.
All right, in the backfield, the Langston defense did a good job of penetrating, led by Damian Lowry, of what's going on over there. Damian Lowry said, I'm over here, so you don't got to worry about what's happening over there.
Is that game in Stillwater? Is that game?
No, it is in Stillwater.
It's in Stillwater, so it's 11 miles up the road, and my God, West Virginia is leading Oklahoma State in the 4th quarter with only 8 minutes left, 38-7.
Say that again?
38-7. They got some problems up in Stillwater. Let me say this. If you can't run the football in the Big 12 or the Big 16 or whatever they're calling it now, you can't win. You can't live with just passing the ball.
All right, going to work right up the middle.
Big man just came
Fields
right
is going
through.
to get into the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown for Nelson.
Great job by Fields. I mean, that was a hard run. He went through there. He bounced off of a blocker and kept his feet going and went right through there. I mean, he's due.
Yeah,
He's due. I mean, the guy's been working hard today.
Yeah, that's that tick, 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 boom.
That's right.
He exploded through that line, and what a run by Fields. And you said he's been overdue. He's been showing all day that he's capable. He's got the talent.
Yeah.
That young man has the ability to do it.
Averaging 5-6 yards a carry. The average just went up.
And that Fields is up. Yeah, his average now is 7.5 yards a pop.
Jeez.
Now he just went over 113 yards in the game with the touchdown.
Well, if they don't win, it's not him.
So as
he's doing his job.
As it stands right now, Langston's lead has been cut down by 7, but they lead 21-7 still after the Nelson touchdown. We'll be right back. You're listening to Langston Lion Football, brought to you by LU Athletics, the Black Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. The kickoff goes out of bounds for a penalty. So it will be 1st and 10 Langston now at should be the 35-yard line.
Well, Oklahoma State just scored. Now the score is 38-14. Again, with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Man.
Boy, that's
not good for Oklahoma State. Still not good.
No, not at all. I mean, if you had told me, there was many people who believed from an Oklahoma State perspective that this was their year to define what kind of program they were going to be. OU's out of the picture now, no Texas there.
Right.
And so now you were expecting. We knew Utah was good coming in. Did we think they were that good? Well, no, but now we're getting to see how Oklahoma State is playing, that they're not as good as we thought they were.
Now, here's what I will say. It is nice to be able to recruit a Division I athlete to a Utah or a BYU and then have those guys redshirt, then have those guys leave and do a sabbatical and come back to you and they're 24, 25 years old.
A flag comes in as Torrance Bardell was going to take off there, but there's a flag in the backfield area, in the area of holding. And another thing that you bring that up, and again, I'm not one of those who's angry at Bowman, and in the days of the NIL, and you find a chance to draw yourself a check when you don't have a chance to go to the next level.
Right.
You do. But from the team perspective and from the fan perspective, that doesn't mean a lot. But you gotta be happy about these guys who utilize the NIL for what it is and what it can be.
Let me tell you
especially
something.
if it's not, again, it's not the player's fault. It's not regulated yet.
Right.
Now, is there some things going on with it I don't like? Absolutely.
Long overdue. But
I'm happy for Bowman and a lot of these other guys. I mean,
Yes.
did you hear the numbers? I'm going to talk about it after this play. Going into the backfield, nice bouncing off as David Hall tried to find that. He's going to lose his helmet and have to come off. Or is it going to be down? Okay, so let me correct this. The ball was at the 35-yard line, so now it's going to be 2nd down and what will be 22 yards.
Jeez.
Ball at the 23. So Bardell getting the call in, but my point is that there are some of those who track that there are some elite programs that will be willing to pay a running back more than their initial contract is in the NFL.
Right.
And you can get that at the collegiate level now.
You can.
And if you go to the right program. So to me, if you're a player now, you're like, hey, look, give me something because I'm not guaranteed to get to that level.
You're definitely right about that, Maurice, and I'll comment further on that.
All right,
Flag
going
come
to work.
Down.
Flag comes down, and Kevin Allen loses the ball, and it's rolling around there, and Nelson Collins says they have it. Now, this is going to be big depending on what the penalty is here. If the penalty is against Langston, it's bad news.
It's bad news, but if it's against Nelson.
Oh, okay, something ugly is happening underneath that pile there. As they're still scrambling for the draw. I did not see if the officials just outright said it, but again, it is Nelson football right there at the 16-yard line. It's a legal shift, and that penalty is declined. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Nelson.
Wow.
I mean,
and just like that. Minute 18 left in the third.
And
Nelson has an opportunity here.
So, yes, and then what did we just talk about at halftime?
Staying locked in.
Staying focused, because now that situation with the turnover, I'm not saying that, but you can't afford to make these mistakes in these games.
But leading up to the turnover, though, Maurice, I saw several situations where offensive linemen were getting beat across their face by defensive linemen, penetration way too deep in the backfield so that plays could not develop. And it was only a matter of time before something like this happened.
Rugo's going to hand the ball off to Fields, and this time Rugo did not. He kept it on his own. Nice RPO action because I had my eyes on Fields all the way. So it's a gain of 5, second down, or gain of 4, second down and 6. But nonetheless, it's a minute left to go in the third quarter right now, and Nelson's knocking on the door of making this a real interesting fourth quarter, Gary.
Right. They are. And they're going to keep it safe. They're going to feed that ball. They're not going to do any throwing here. They're just going to run.
All right, in the middle, and this time Rugo right in the middle of the field, maybe gets a gain of 3 yards back to down to the 10-yard line, setting up third down and what will be 3 yards to go.
So you were talking about NIL and how that is affecting the game, and let me say this. I mean, for years and years and years, major universities were profiting off of student athletes in exchange for a degree, knowing full well that the market was being flooded with students with degrees, and they were limiting students' ability to major in degree fields that they wanted to simply because they were a student athlete. I'll continue afterwards.
As Fields tries to get to the outside.
Fields did get to the outside.
And it's going to get close to the end zone. They're going to say he's down.
He stepped out at the 1.
At about the 1-yard line.
That was a hard run by Fields. Wow.
And James Grace is looking back, saying that he was held on the edge. He's imploring to the back judge about that, so they're going to have to get there. But at the end of the third quarter, Nelson is knocking on the door of cutting into the lead even more. We will be right back. You're listening to Langston Lion Football, brought to you by the Black Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. And we're back to start the fourth quarter. 15 minutes left on the clock, Gary. And a couple of turnovers, an interception in the second half of this game. And all of a sudden, this game has turned completely around as Nelson has a chance to get within 7, a possibility of getting in with 7 as we start the fourth quarter here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's again, we talked about staying focused, staying dialed in, making sure we continue to execute, know what we're going to – and you know that just out of sheer desperation, Nelson's going to dial some things up, and you just got to be prepared for that.
And into the middle of the field.
Yep, he's in.
On that fake RPO action, and the officials are not saying that he is in just yet, saying at the half-yard line.
They didn't see it. Okay, half-yard line. And of course, looking at the personnel grouping, right? Are we going to see I want to call the young man Rideau, but he's not Rideau. His last name is the quarterback for Nelson. I'm sorry.
That is Pearson Rideau.
Rideau, not Rideau. It's Rideau. He's not going to throw the ball. He's really not. I mean, with him in the game, they've seen enough interceptions and turnovers as a result of the passing game. They're playing it safe, and they have a confidence in their running game.
And Rideau right up the middle this time, and they're going to say, I can't say if he got
They
in or
haven't
not.
called it yet.
But the
He's
officials.
standing up. Yep, they
And
called
it is into the end zone. It is a Nelson touchdown. And so it is
And we got a player
21-13.
down. And Langston has a player down. Yep. No, you got up. Okay.
And that is Kylan Mosley, who was able to get up, again, trying to fill that gap right there. So now, looks like Ryan Lewis, who also specializes as their kicker, is going to put it through the upright. And the kick is good. And so we got a 7-point game.
Yeah.
14:07 to go. That is a lot of time, folks.
Yep.
A lot of time.
Update in the SEC. Vanderbilt still leading Alabama 33-28 with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 10:35 left in the fourth quarter. So again, that Vandy is putting up a fight. They're not gonna. They're trying their best to keep Alabama from coming back.
There is really, truly no gimmies in the SEC.
No, it's not. It's a fist fight every week.
It's a fist fight every week, and as soon as you take your foot off the gas, ask Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
As they got beat by Kentucky. Kentucky almost beat Georgia.
Yep.
So I mean, you can't sleep on any of these teams at all. That's just something you cannot do.
Let's see what's going on in the Big 12 real quick.
So in the Big 12,
38-14, West Virginia still leads Oklahoma State with 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in the fourth. Ooh.
Well, I was concerned about.
Not good.
It's just some real ugly numbers there, and I'm going to have to wait to see exactly what came out of this one.
I mean, you need 4 scores.
Nash is going to take the ball at the 12. Comes around the corner trying to cuts upfield at the 25. He's at the 30. And he's going to take the ball out to nearly the 37-yard line before he is knocked out of bounds, but a great return by Nash. Now, what we need from the Lions, attack on the clock, first downs that lead to a touchdown.
Yep, you got 13 minutes, so you really, really need to figure out a way to keep Nelson's offense on the sideline. And you need to milk the clock. You need to figure out a way to score, number one. And number two, you need to burn about 7 minutes doing it.
Yes, there's no question about that, Gary. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. And if I told you the amount of offense between both these teams is still 5 yards.
Oh, my goodness.
Total team yards, 233 for Nelson, 228 for Langston.
Wow. And so if it wasn't for the turnovers, this would be.
Bardell going to put it up, going to throw it down, trying to get it to Ivory Wheelwright.
Yeah.
And that particular throw was not Bardell's best, but there is a flag thrown. Bardell threw it to the inside. So it looks like that's in the area that can be against Langston.
Well,
here.
It's going to be an ineligible receiver downfield. Yep. Number 77. Don't know how he ended up 15 yards downfield. I'm looking at the roster. I don't have his name on there, 77. I don't see him also on any of our charts here. He was a left tackle, and he got pulled out.
So first down and 15 to go here. And this is, I talked about in pregame lessons learned.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if Langston has learned some lessons from the difficult win against Texas College last week that will help sustain them this week. Kevin Allen across the formation, faking the jet sweep. This time they're going to give it to David Hall. No, it's not. That's Tyler Travis.
Yep.
And Tyler Travis is going to take the ball ahead, maybe for a gain of 6 up to the 37-yard line, make that the 38-yard line.
Did a good job
Second
holding
down
on
and
to
9.
the football. I mean, they were reaching in there trying to strip him, and he kept both hands on it. Excellent job there. Kept his feet moving as well.
13:24 to go before the end of this game. Langston needs first downs, and it needs to start with this one here. As we have looked.
Second down and 9.
In the second half, when we start talking about conversions here, on the day still, 8 of 13 is Nelson, Langston 5 of 9. Now, we're not at third down yet, but the Langston Lions need to convert it regardless of what this is. Again, Nelson's showing blitz. This time they're bringing it, and he's going to throw it away, trying to set up the screen.
Yep,
and the bad thing about it was I know Kevin Allen was coming across, but if your quarterback's in trouble like that, just stay there because the play wasn't coming to you. You knew that.
Yeah.
You got to kind of hold up a little bit and then dump it down because, again, Bardell didn't need 5 seconds. He needed 3.
Yeah, and another thing is that Nelson sniffed that play out. I mean, they were all over it. They had pass rushers in the quarterback's face, and then in addition to that, they had linebackers all over the screen. There was just nothing that Langston could have done with that one.
4 receivers, trips to the right side, ball on the left hash. Bardell stretches Tyler Travis out. Tyler, again, Bardell's receiving pressure. Going to throw it ahead, and the pass is incomplete. Intended for number 88 out of the slot, Jaden Rooks. So it's 4th down.
I tell you what, Langston is having a heck of a time trying to contain, that defensive tackle. His name is Quavian Mitchell, the D lineman from Waco.
Number 91.
Yes, he's a monster, and he's been coming off that edge, and they've been trying to combo him and double him, and he's still getting pressure on the quarterback. That was a quick one. That was a false start.
So it's going to be a false start against Langston here, backing up 5 yards. And unfortunately,
no one was set.
And as that's going down, you really don't want to make that too much of a habit. And the reason why I state that is you're backing up Octavio Resendez even more. So he had a chance to possibly pin them back. But now, Octavio's going to really have to have a good kick here to try and flip the field, to try and give Nelson College real estate to try and cover.
Yeah, he's got to really strike that ball.
So they'll be snapping the ball now from the 34. Octavio picks it up off the carpet. Kick is away.
I like that.
Nice line drive kick. Going to be caught right there at the 20-yard line and then running right the sideline before being bounced out. Nice return there. And that's also that's Pearson Rigaud, the running quarterback, if you will.
Oh, really?
So he's on the return team. And he's going to bring the ball just 3 to 4 yards shy of midfield. Now, he's not coming out to lead this drive, which I'm actually kind of surprised on Coach Jared Hudgens.
No, there's 2 number 5s, and they both got dreads, and they both look alike.
Okay, so the returner then had to be Eamon White. That had to be who that is.
Eamon White. Yeah, they look just alike.
So Pearson Rigaud is back there now as the quarterback, and he should be for what he's been able to do for this Nelson offense. So they're going to flip the ball on the jet sweep, going to toss it to the outside. Nice job by stretching it out. A flag on the play. They put the ball in the hands of Brandon Clark Jr., the Fort Worth, Texas native, and he is going to not be able to turn the corner. And it looks like we have an injured player. There's an injured Lion on the field over there. So the officials are calling for time.
Trying to figure out who it is.
If it's on the edge over there, I'm going by who's not coming back.
Maybe. Okay, that was.
So it's number 19 on the outside over there. So
yeah, it's a linebacker.
Malik Slayton.
Yeah, Slayton.
12:21 to go before the end of the game. 21-14 is the score. So the penalty is against Nelson College, moving them back inside the 40, back to the 37-yard line. 1st and 20. Holding was the penalty. 2 receivers split. And now Rigaud is going to hand the ball off to Fields, and Fields is going to hammer his way for a gain of 4 yards across the 40 to the 41.
Yeah, Monty Wise did a good job of getting in the backfield. He attacked the quarterback, but he should have attacked the mesh.
He should have attacked the mesh, but if the rule is you only have one job, you have only one job. Hit the quarterback, he did that.
Yeah, he did that.
All right, back to work again. Rigaud asking for it.
Langston has everybody in the box. One-on-one matchup on the outsides.
So back to work now.
Selling out to stop the run.
Rigaud gives the ball to Fields. Fields gets around the edge. He's across midfield. He's going to take a shot.
Ooh, Kevin.
And at the end,
Kevin gave him a shot right in the chest.
so he takes a shot, and Fields is going to get a Nelson College first down in Lions territory at the 40.
Travis.
At the 44-yard line.
Yeah, so Travis Martin, he came downhill and, gave him a shot, and that's why I think that he's a safety at the next level. I don't know. I don't think he's a corner. Good news is that he has cover skills, but I think he's a safety at the next level, as big as he is.
11 minutes to go before the end of the game. Ball is snapped. This time they're going to fake it, give it back to Fields. Fields once again on that delay handoff to the edge. He's at the 30. He's at the 25. He steps inside at the 20, and he just mashes his way inside the 20 out of bounds at about the 18-yard line.
I'm still looking at how Langston is aligned, and I'm seeing that they have 8 guys in the box. And I'm trying to figure out how in the world are you losing containment with 8 guys in the box?
Everybody's crashing down, and I guess Coach Morgan's going to ask that same question. He's calling for time.
There's no way you should be losing containment outside unless your linebacker is coming inside or your defensive end or your outside linebacker, if they're running 3-4, is letting the tackle or the tight end hook them. But you need to keep everything on that inside shoulder, and you should either be boxing it or you should be spilling it. And if you do spill it, that means that the running back should be having to get depth to try to get around you,
right?
Which gives your defense opportunity to fast flow and recover.
That's a great point. And so the ultimate question here, Gary, is we don't have the answer to that, but we do know this, that you keep counting the guys in the box.
Yeah.
And Fields is still finding a way to get to the outside.
He's still getting to the outside, or he's creasing. And the reality of it is that, defensively, we're +1 or +2 in the box.
Right.
So I'm having a hard time understanding what is happening here defensively for the Lions.
Now, Fields on the day is up to 168 yards, averaging 8.8 a pop and a touchdown.
Oh, man, I'm calling it right now. He's going over 200 before the end of the day.
All right, going to work now. And this time, Rugo is going to take it to the outside, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
After he gains 5 yards.
So subbing out, we have an injured defensive lineman. That is Amon Gill, who comes out of the game holding his shoulder. So Yusuf Bey just checked in his spot. And you better get ready because here comes the running attack of Nelson. And they're going to fake it, and Rugo goes right up the middle. Another couple of yards. So the ball is officially inside, well, right there at about the 11-yard line. So 3rd down and 4. Big opportunity for the Lions right now.
Yep.
They've got to get a stop here, make it 4-down territory.
And right here is where the D linemen, they have to chew up blocks.
It needs to be noted, Fields is not in the game on this last 3 plays. This time, right up the middle,
right
nobody found him
touchdown.
As he went low to the ground, cut back, Jack Wright, touchdown. Nelson College has tied this thing up with 9:23 to go.
Not good. Not good. That hurts.
So now Ryan Williams will attempt the extra point.
And they're not throwing the ball, Mo. They're just running it.
Right. In fact, you know what? You're going to have to do your play track to see. I don't think they've thrown it on the last 2 drives.
Probably haven't. And quite honestly, being able to get, 7 yards a carry, why should you? Right?
Right. And again, the door was left open simply because the score wasn't high enough. And so now the Lions are going to have to – they're going to have to buckle down now. Because now now the pressure's on the Langston offense to execute and to give the defense a break. Because now the defense needs to regroup.
Right.
Based upon what continues to happen here.
Right.
And I'm not saying you're going to dare them to throw it, but you're going to have to dare them to throw the ball.
Right. You got to figure out a way to take this run game away from Nelson. And also, too, you need to sustain a drive.
All right. So
big time.
9:23 to go. Do we have an official on the Oklahoma State game?
Oh, my goodness. It's a final. West Virginia defeated Oklahoma State University in Stillwater, 38-14. So let's get out of Big 12 and let's go to the top 25.
So we'll take a look at that and give you an update in
And
just a moment.
Vandy just went up on Alabama 40-28 with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. My goodness. Will number 1 fall today?
It looks very much that way.
Woo!
So the kick is going to go away, and Michael Natch is going to catch it at the 18-yard line.
There's a big hole right there, Michael.
Needs something in the special teams department to think. And the ball's knocked loose, and Nelson College says they have it.
Wow.
Nelson College says they have it. The official word has not said it yet. There is a dog fight going on at the bottom of this pile. Langston recovered the ball.
Thank God.
But the Lions need to focus right now. You know, this is the moment.
21 all, 9:13 left in the fourth quarter. My goodness.
So right now you're asking Torrance Bardell in this offense, which in the second half of this game has been more, for the most part, quiet. They need to get going again. Beside that one pass from Bardell to Kevin Allen, that seems a long time ago. Back to work. Bardell's going to put it up.
Jeez.
Throwing it over the middle. Passes, catches made by Kevin Allen at the 50. He's dancing.
Go
Loose.
forward, son.
And Kevin Allen is still inside.
Golly,
and
he
then
ran
a
40
flag.
yards, side to side. Oh.
There's a flag down at about the 45-yard line. So,
I mean, he just sat there and ran 3 circles. I'm like, go north and south. Hurry. That's coming back.
so at the end of the play, so it looks like
It's coming back.
it still may be a first down, but it is not. It's going to be back to the 40-yard line.
Oh, the chain gain moved.
So
a
as
gain
it
of
stands
5.
right there, so it ends up being a gain of 5 for all that was done. But nonetheless, 9
Great
minutes
throw,
to go.
though. Great throw.
Great
and catch.
throw. One of the best throws of the day for Bardell over to Kevin Allen, who's officially over the century mark for the first time this year. And Kevin Allen has made it a history to be good in this game. Last year, Kevin Allen had 97 yards and a touchdown. Now, this time, Tyler Travis with a great spin move to the inside.
Great move by Travis. That's
Before
what you
he's
got to
finally
do.
getting out of bounds right there shy of midfield at the 48, at the Langston 48-yard line. Sir, please move those chains. First down, Langston. When it's been a while, and I haven't said that, I can't remember the last time we said move the chains.
I know, right?
It's been too long. But nonetheless, it is a first down.
We'll take it right now. 8:09 left in the game. You think we might be able to work it down and bring out Octavio to be the hero today?
If it comes down to that, maybe so. But right now, there's too much time on the clock. Bardell's going to try to go to work, and before we get
flag.
started, it's going to be false start against Langston. And the right tackle is hitting his shoulder, so he knows that's him. That this particular time is Javion Hawkins, the left tackle. Well, he's playing right tackle today. So 1st and 15. Four receivers, 2 split. Bardell has it. He's going to put it up. Pressure. Bardell's going to fire it deep.
Too much arm.
Too much arm trying to hit Ivory Wheelwright.
Beautiful throw, just way too long.
Way too long for him. So it's now going to be 2nd down and 15, 7:28 to go in the game. It has been amazing on how.
Got a penalty flag down, too.
And so it is a defensive penalty.
Yep,
so let me go ahead.
automatic first down. That's a good break. With 7:28 left.
Unsportsmanlike or personal foul penalty type. That will move the ball across midfield, and let's see where they're going to spot it. Going to move the ball inside the 45 down to the 42-yard line of Nelson. The Lions are moving now.
Now's the time to, like I said, kind of think about the safe throw. Don't need any turnovers.
Bardell has it, drops back in the pocket. Pressure being
pressure.
applied. Bardell's going to fire it across the middle.
There you
Victor
go.
Boggs has it at the 30, at the 25,
Keep going, Victor.
at the 20.
Hold on to the football, both hands.
And going to get knocked out of bounds right there at about the 18 or 16-yard
All
line.
right.
Sir, please
Move those chains.
First down, Langston. It's
Now.
crazy to believe Langston was up 14-0 at the end of the first half. They've been outscored 21-7 in the second half of this game. And right now, they're going to need 7 on the board to try and go ahead and win this thing.
I would take my time, and I would run the football. I would only throw some of the short routes.
Ball is snapped. And this time, Bardell's going to keep it himself. And this time, there's nothing doing. He's going to be brought down for a loss of maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, that was a
Zaku was
miscue.
not fooled on that one.
Well, I thought he was going to give it because the inside zone was there. But, again, that clock is running. The clock is the enemy right now. We got to get some of this time off at 6:19, and it's ticking. Play clock. Where is the play clock? They keeping it on their wrist, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been doing that
the whole game, yeah.
So going to work. Bardell taking your time, getting a breather here. Under 6 minutes to go. 4 receivers. Trips to the right side. Ball on the left hash. Bardell calling for it. It's going to put it up. Bardell looking.
Pressure.
Sidesteps.
Keep
And Bardell
it run.
decides to pull it down, but he rounds
No
out of
reason
bounds.
to run out of bounds. Slide, Bardell, slide. Instead of stepping out of bounds, slide. Keep the clock running.
So he gets
Wait a
inside.
minute. The clock is still running even though he went out of bounds.
So going to work right now. 5:32 to go. If the officials didn't blow it dead.
They didn't blow it dead. No, they didn't.
So be happy for,
A miscue.
on that particular side here. And now going back to work. 3rd down and 9. So 4 receivers here. Trips to the right. Bardell calls for it. Ball snap. He drops back in the pocket. He's going to have to get 9 yards.
There you
Throws
go.
into the flat.
Stay
And on a
inside.
dime, Hall makes the move inside. He's still fighting.
Did he
down
stretch
inside
out?
the goal.
1
Just
yard
inside the
line.
1 yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 1. What a play by David Hall. So please move those chains. First down, Langston. 1st and goal. Now, 4:37 to go. Going to work right now. Bardell. Diamond formation. Bardell's going to hand it to Hall. Hall dances in the lane. Nothing doing there. He's going to lose a couple of
He
yards.
was indecisive. He should have just gone in there with a full head of steam. He probably should have left his feet.
And it's going to be brought down right there at the 4. So 2nd and goal from the 4. Under 4 to play. Lions trying to get down. Trying to score this ball. Trying to also take full and make the clock their friend. You said that it was their enemy. Now they're trying to make it their friend. Ball is snapped, and they're going to hand the ball. The ball's on the ground. And it looks like the Lions get it.
Sheesh.
So trouble on the handoff, trying to get the ball in the hands of Demarie Hamilton. So David Hall comes back into the game now. 3rd down and goal from the 4. Personally, I'm calling an RPO action, and I'm taking Bardell on the stretch play to the outside, Gary. That's what I'm doing here. Because you want a running play. If not, you want the clock to continue to run, because the clock will stop at 2 minutes to bring Octavio.
Yeah, you need a running play. I just don't know what that looks like. Are they going to burn one? We got 2 timeouts left. Look like they're going to burn one. Yep.
So Langston calls a timeout.
Okay.
With 2:45 to go.
3rd and goal.
So Langston will be down to 1 timeout after this. We're going to stay right here.
I personally am thinking, and I don't know who's going to carry the ball, but race to the corner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You're going to stretch play. In other
race
words,
to the corner and leave your feet and extend the ball and get in.
yeah, it's either that or I'm running what you used to call that smash route, but I'm going to run it from like the tight end. I'm going to line up Levon Williams, who we haven't talked much about today, have him come across. You fake the jet sweep, RPO action, pull back, and you throw it to the over the top to that long side. But again, that stops the clock.
Back corner.
Back corner, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm doing something to that extent. So while we're in this timeout situation, what's the latest on the Vanderbilt-Alabama game?
With 2:46 left in the 4th quarter, Vandy still leads 40-35 over Alabama, but Alabama's trying to figure it out. They're thinking that, hey, 2 minutes and 46 seconds, not enough. That's a lot of time for only a 5-point
And
lead.
Bama does have the ball.
Yes, they do.
So here we go, going to work right now. Kevin Allen comes in motion across the formation, and they're going to try and throw it to the front. Powell has the receiver open the back. It's going to be caught. And the touchdown, Langston.
Beautiful play.
What a great play.
Fake the jet sweep.
And Victor Boggs catches it.
Gave a 3-man route concept to the right. Back pylon. It didn't run a smash route, but it was kind of like a short wheel route.
What a call.
Well
what
executed.
a play.
And, I panicked there for a moment because the scoreboard went off. 27-21. Langston leads, and Octavio's up.
This is a big extra point here.
Big extra point. He puts it through.
And Octavio puts it in, but there is a flag down on the play.
Hopefully it'll be assessed after the kickoff, or at the kickoff.
The Lions special teams unit is trotting off the field. So I think the extra point is good, and it'll just be enforced on the kickoff the way they're asking.
Yeah.
Holding against Sagu.
Wow. I mean, Nelson.
I got to get out of the habit of that.
Yeah, it's hard.
So, as it stands now, Langston has retaken the lead 28-21. And for the Lions,
don't you love these nail biters?
Paying attention to, learning the lessons from last week.
Right.
You needed a score, you got the score. You needed to execute, you did execute. Torrance Bardell has made some questionable throws at times this game. But when you needed the throw to be made,
he made it.
He made the throw.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great play call, too. I got to give credit to the OC at Langston. That was a good look. In fact, I'm looking at the play calling overall for Langston. Not a bad game. Not a bad game at all.
10 plays, 66 yards for that touchdown. But more importantly, Gary, probably as far as you and I are concerned when it comes to those drive statistics and all that, it took 6 minutes and 33 seconds off the clock.
We needed a 7-minute run there, didn't we?
A 7-minute drive that put 7 on the board. And, now Nelson's going to have plenty of time, 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Kick is away. Octavio puts it through the end zone for a touchback. So 1st and 10, it should be from the 25-yard line or the 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
Yeah, it looks like they're going in at the 25. All right, so 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and we know that Nelson's going to run the football.
Right.
Can we stop them?
Well, it's going to be interesting. I think we need to pay attention to the defensive alignment or what formation the Lions come out to now.
And need to look at the personnel, too.
And that's what
guess who's not in. Okay. We're seeing some different. So now it looks like they're going with 3 corners in the game.
3 corners.
Yep,
they're going to be playing tight. And again, you've got Fields in the backfield, again with Rigaud as the quarterback. So let's see if the Lions come
Come
fired
on,
up.
weak side.
And then
Come,
Rigaud.
Come.
And there's going to be a flag,
Why is there
multiple
a flag?
flags. There's 2 flags down, and it has to be holding against Nelson. It's either the right tackle.
Wait a minute. They're calling cut. Hold on a second.
Are they going to call a cut against Langston?
Yeah, I think they are. Personal foul. Yep, they are. Yep, they called a cut. They called a cut.
A cut block, which will give Nelson a first down.
The defender, instead of actually trying to take on the block, he went low to try and cut, and that's for player protection.
So going back to work, 1st and 10 now from their own 40. And Rigaud's going to try and throw the ball. He's under pressure, trying to get to the outside.
He got out of bounds.
And he's going to run out of bounds, maybe with a gain of 1, maybe a gain of 2. Going to run out of bounds right there at the 42-yard line. 2:07 to go. One more play likely, Gary, before the – I
guess that's
okay. So, again, after that, and there probably will be a conversation here on that. So we're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back. You're listening to Langston Lion Football, brought to you by LU Athletics, the Black Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. And we're back to live action now. 2nd down and what will be 8. Ball is snapped. And now Rigaud is going to go right up the middle. Gain of a couple of yards here. Now we're going to have to see how close and how quick Jared Hudgens really utilizes the timeouts. 1:45 to go. They hurry back to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd down and what will be 6 yards to go. Ball is snapped. Going to try and get to the outside. And nice run by Fields. Looks like he's going to be close to the 1st down, and they're going to give it to him. Yes, they are. Right there at midfield, and here he goes. Again, not having to throw a pass, Gary.
Yep.
And then seeing them move the ball like this is extremely impressive. 3 receivers, twins to the right, ball snap, Rigaud. Going to spin out.
They got some players open.
And going to throw the ball down the field there. And Travis Martin waits at the last second to turn his head, and looks like they defend that pass. So 2nd down and 10, 1:26 to go. Sagu still has 3 timeouts in their pocket. So Rigaud, with 3 receivers this time, twins to the right. And Rigaud's going to pull it down and take off. Up the field, he's got a crease, he's at the 40, he's at the 30.
Yep, he's loose.
He's at the 25, he's at the 20, 15, 10. And he's going to get into the end zone
Touchdown.
for a touchdown.
Touchdown,
no
Nelson.
flags on the play, and Nelson ties it up with 1:16 to go, with an opportunity to tie it up, I should say.
Wow.
So 28-27. Unbelievable.
Yep.
Again, it's kind of hard to sit here and say, again, yeah, he's attempted a couple of passes, but utilizing the ground attack game has been to Nelson's advantage. It's 28-27, 1:16 to go, and they're going for 2.
They going for the win. And they draw us offside.
And before that happens,
they can call timeout.
So, unbelievable, Gary.
Yep.
Looking at what Nelson just did, Pearson Rigaud rushes for 50 yards for that touchdown. 5 plays, 75 yards, and 1 minute and 24 seconds.
Yep, you're right.
Unbelievable. In the second half.
I mean, it's just been real simple. Zone lead inside.
I mean, let's just talk about it.
It's been quarterback keeper outside.
Nelson has done.
It's not been anything sexy.
Right. Nelson College has outscored Langston in the second half 27-14.
Mm-hmm.
In the fourth quarter, they've outscored Langston 20-7.
Wow.
And, you know, you had just made this assertion earlier, Gary, and I'm just going to let you know how right you are. Nelson has officially run the ball for 298 yards in this game.
300 yards of rushing. Jeez Louise.
So the Lions need a stop right here. For all intents and purposes, this would go a long way in giving the Lions a victory. Pearson Rigaud is going to have it. He's going to try to run to the outside. He's looking to the edge. He's going to get the corner, and he's going to score it. And with the 1:16 to go,
they've
taken the lead 29-28.
Nelson has gotten the edge pretty much at will all night. Just running the football. You know, just getting out there and getting a hat on a hat and blocking it up. And for whatever reason, you know, Langston has not been able to keep that ball on the inside shoulder and making that turn back
inside
into defense.
To the help.
Yeah, to the help. Yeah,
he's been able to get the edge. They've been able to stretch it out and attack the edge of the Langston defense.
They've been able to hit the corner pretty much when they want to. Yeah.
And so with that being said, 1:16 to go. Now, you had called for it earlier, so this actually might be more of a reality than ever. Octavio Resendez.
Okay, here's a question, too. We've got a receiving team out there. Are you going to onside this thing? Are you going to kick it deep? Well, if I'm Nelson, I'm kicking it deep because has Langston shown an ability without help to drive the ball 80 yards?
Langston has 2 drives today over 80 yards today.
When was it, though? Second half?
First quarter and second quarter of the game.
But not in the second half.
No.
Yeah.
So now, likely Ryan Lewis is going to put the ball and pin them deep. Minute 16 with 1 timeout is what Langston's got to work with. So the kick
goes deep. It's returnable.
Going to be fielded at the 10-yard line.
Got to get some blocks there.
At the 20.
Got to get
at
some
the
blocks.
25, cuts up.
Oh,
he's at the 40-yard line. He's at the 50.
He's out the gate.
He's going to take it all the way down. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. 10, 5.
Touchdown! Wow.
Langston, no flags.
No flags. Way to go.
Michael Nash to the house. 90-yard kickoff return.
Wow.
Touchdown.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I mean, and he basically returned that thing with about 6 seconds. Only about 6 seconds. 1:03 is on the clock.
Michael Nash. What a tremendous play. The Lions needed it, and he gave it to them.
Wow, great return by Michael.
Octavio Resendez
up. And puts it right through.
What a job by the special teams.
That takes a lot of pressure.
Joe Frankenberg, the special teams coach for Langston, has to be ecstatic. Unbelievable finish, or could be a finish here at Anderson Stadium. We're witnessing it right now. 35-29. Just when Nelson looked like they had firmly taken the lead, Langston still had a chance. It was 1:16 to go.
Yep.
But you asked, Gary, were they going to squib it or kick it deep?
Yep.
And the one part of the game wasn't about the ability to run the ball. It was their ability to simply cover the kickoff.
Yep, and the special teams stepped up big time. Now let's see if the special teams can pin them deep and cover without giving up a big play.
Now that's going to be big. So
That's
right
gonna
now
be
you
huge.
got to cover your lanes. You got to be smart here.
If I'm Langston, I'm kicking an ugly ball.
So here we go. Ball at the 35-yard line. Octavia's going to kick it off with 63 seconds left in the game.
And I'm getting text messages from alums who are watching the game, and they're just blown away. They're seeing this thing, of course, with a slight delay. But got a lot of folks watching.
All right, the kickoff by Octavio Resendez.
Good kick by Octavio.
Gonna
6-yard line.
at the 6-yard line.
Got to cover it.
Trying to get to the edge, and right now trying to cover to the outside
Up.
is Iman White. And he's going to take the ball out to the 20-yard line, and
Yep.
that's where they'll set up 1st and 10 with 55.3 seconds to go. So now here's the question. Looking at what Jared Hudgens is going to have to make some decisions.
Yep.
You've been very successful with Pearson Rigaud.
Right.
You wouldn't be in this position, but now you're going to have to trust him to put the ball in the air now. The freshman from Carlton, Texas, because they have not called a lot of running plays. And so with time being of the essence here, now you still have 2 timeouts. So great management of that by the Nelson coaching staff. But here we go. 3 receivers, twins to the right.
Passing.
And pressure, and David Lowry
Oh, Lowry.
gets in the backfield and unloads the boom in the backfield, and down goes.
Y'all
Rigaud.
almost said Frazier.
That was close.
Yeah.
But
Down
he's going to
goes
bring him down
Rigaud.
inside the 15, back to the 12.
Timeout, Nelson.
49.1 seconds to go. They call a timeout here. It's going to set up 2nd down at what will be about 17 or 18 yards. And now, again, the first time that you've put yourself in predictable situation, Damian Lowry pins his ears back
Yeah.
and then gets and sacks him. What a tremendous job on the play.
Now here's the other part that they need to look out for. Don't get such bloodlust to where you're now going for another sack, right? And you give up the draw play.
Right, because my great thing here is what'll happen is the draw play that you're talking about
Yep.
is the one that's right over the middle, where Fields would step up or someone
Yep,
would
and
step
just
up
hand
right
the ball
in the middle.
to him.
And then on top of that, then you come on the blitz and he throws it over the top, and you got Fields going against your DBs in the secondary. So here's a big opportunity here. Got to pay attention. And so let's see what Coach Hudgens decides to do for Nelson College. Ball is snapped. Rigaud is going to flick it to the outside,
Up.
and this particular time the receiver and Hudgens were not on. Receiver and Rigaud were not on the same page. So it's 3rd down. Only a few seconds have ticked off the clock. It's 45.8. 35-29 is the score. Langston on top here. So Langston
Wow.
trying to get the fan base to make some noise. So 3rd down and 17. So Rigaud, Travis Martin going to do on press coverage now.
Up
Pressure,
screenplay.
screenplay, you just called it. Travis Martin got sucked into the inside, and he's still on his feet running the ball. Going to take the ball out to the 26-yard line, and they're going to have to call their one of their timeouts.
Yep. 35.6 left. We saw the screenplay coming.
Now, I don't know if the board is right, but I thought that was their 2nd timeout. So I don't know if they have 1 left or none left, but it should have been 1 or none, if anything. But I'm not certain on that, but it's 35.6 seconds to go.
That's a good point.
So from my standpoint, when I counted, they had 2 when they started the drive.
Okay.
And so if they used 1,
So it should have been 1.
it should have been 1, and now it should be none.
Should be none.
But,
There it is. They
Okay.
just switched it to none.
okay, so
All right. Langston still has 1 timeout.
So-
And while we're waiting on that, it's final. Vandy defeated Alabama. Number 1 goes down, 40-35.
40-35 in shocking
Yep.
fashion.
Shocking fashion.
In Nashville, and you know that's about to be a they call Las Nash Vegas.
Uh-huh.
They're going to be partying tonight.
Oh, most definitely. Broadway's going to be popping.
But it may not matter about the party that may kick off at Anderson Stadium here with this finish that we're seeing here. Back to live action. 3 receivers, twins to the right. Rigaud calls for it. Rolls. Tries to find some time.
Up.
Pressure.
He's in trouble.
And down he goes inside the 15-yard line.
And guess who? My man, Amazing Grace.
And so, as it is, that is turnover on downs. It is Langston football.
That's right.
Yes.
All right.
Turnover on downs.
28
What a
seconds.
job by the Langston defense.
Kneel this thing out. Let's go to the house.
So when we sit here looking at this now, when their backs were against the wall, the Lions made the plays they had to make, and that was the defensive stance of the day for the Langston Lions.
Yep. Set up by the special teams.
So now all you need is a clean
You just need a clean snap and a
clean
kneel.
snap and a kneel. Nothing more.
Nothing sexy. Yep, they're out there in victory formation. Our fans are starting to filter themselves towards the exit. Everybody's happy and smiling. And that's it.
And the Lions take the knee. And the Lions are going to emerge victorious, beating a very resilient Nelson
University
Lion team
Yep.
by the score of 35-29. What a job by this Lion coaching staff, staying focused long enough to make the plays that they had to make. And kudos for the Lions to drive down the field, for the special teams to execute and get the job done. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back and come back for LU postgame. It'll be in just a moment. You've been listening to Langston Lion football. Lions win 35-29. We'll be right back here.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com/micro.
Welcome back to Anderson Stadium. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods, what a game. What a game. And I also want to give a lot of kudos to Coach Hudgens and the Nelson Lions staff.
Yeah.
They had every reason to possibly throw in the towel in this game.
Yep.
But teams that have a winning DNA, they don't quit. They outscored Langston 22-14
in the second half.
in the fourth quarter, 29-21 in the second half of this game. So a lot of things say that the Lions should they fought themselves back in and had a chance to win, and that's all you could ask for. When you were down 14 points, a lot of us might have said, "Oh, it's over."
Yeah.
A lot of that. So kudos to them. But on the Langston side of it, this team needed something positive to happen.
Well, they got it.
And it was spiraling out of control.
Yep.
The ghost of Christmas past were coming back to get the Lions.
Right.
Turnovers,
Yep.
penalties in the second half, failure to execute, and just when you thought that Nelson on the two-point conversion had taken a lead that they were going to hold to stay, the Lions rise out of, I won't say from the ashes, but they rose
out of difficulty. Yeah.
Wait a second. But it wasn't the defense that did it till that last drive.
Right.
It wasn't the offense had done it a drive before. But all three phases of the game had to show up in the last 2 minutes of this game for them to win. In other words, the Lions had to drive, take the lead, for Nelson to come back, take the lead back. They take the lead, meaning Nelson took the lead. Then Langston responds with the special teams touchdown.
Right.
And then the defense makes the stand to end the game. I mean, all three phases had to show up at the end when their backs were against the wall, and they did just that.
Yeah, offense, defense, special teams, all of them putting 7 on the board. And then having difficulty in working through that difficulty at the right time. That's the key, right? Showing up when you're needed to show up. However, also, too, Langston's defense did a very good job of making Nelson one-dimensional so that when they needed to make a march against the clock, they just simply didn't have enough time. And then, of course, it rendered Nelson just kind of handicapped because now they're trying to go and throw the ball with the personnel grouping that was set up to run the ball. And that's where everything kind of came through for Langston.
No doubt about that. So when we start looking at it from the other side of things, what a tremendous game.
Yep.
Overall, we had a chance to watch here. The Lions improve on the season now to 2-2.
Yep.
They are now 2-1 in 2-1 in conference play.
Right.
So great thing. So let's take a look at the final numbers here so you can get to this here.
Sure.
So as we're looking at it here, Nelson College put up 349 yards of total offense in the game. 277 yards rushing, 72 yards receiving. 277 yards rushing the ball. And far as passing was concerned in this, only 72 yards passing.
Yeah.
So their identity has been set now. They know they're a running team. For Langston on the other side of the ball, they finished with 303 yards of total offense in the game itself. They had 56 yards rushing as it is. When we start talking about penalties, okay, Langston finished the game with 11 penalties for 146 yards, and Nelson finished with 12 penalties for 146. So, I mean, both teams pretty much gave the ground back to each other, so that's why the game was interesting going on down the stretch. When we start looking at third down efficiency, Nelson's numbers dropped a little bit. They finished on third down conversions 11 of 17, where Langston was 7 of 12. So Langston did get better enough and may have been a key first downs on that final drive that got the job done.
Yeah.
So that was some very positive things. Individually speaking, want to spin a shot for Nelson. I know Bowman was the quarterback who threw a majority of the yards, but Rigaud, as soon as that young man learns as a freshman and learns to develop at a very high level, you're going to have some amazing things go on for him, Gary, overall. But as far as it goes, rushing is where the story is for this team. Lawson Fields finished the day with 174 yards rushing the ball for one touchdown, averaging 8.7.
I was shocked that he didn't make his way back into the game in those final series, right? I was saying that he was going to go over 200, and then he didn't come back.
Right, he didn't come back. So I don't know if it was an injury or if it was a coaching decision. But Rigaud, for all intents and purposes, he ran for 59 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he was a sharp factor in the game itself on how things went down. So I want to give him some love. Now, going on to the Langston side of it for today, Torrance Bardell finished 14 of 27, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He completed 51.9% of his passes, which is good, over 50% for him for the day. Kevin Allen, he was the star for the Langston receiving corps. 5 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown. Victor Boggs, 3 catches for 38 yards and a touchdown as well.
And Ivory Wheelwright.
And Ivory Wheelwright got in the game too, 4 for 77, so no doubt about him making an impact on it. But the newcomer, David Hall, 4 attempts on the game. He ran it for 38 yards. Tyler Travis, 8 for 20. So we're not getting the production from the running game, but they've got to find a way to get that offensive line moving downhill.
They got to get a push.
But the star for this game when it comes to that is going to be special teams. When we start talking about Mikael Nash, who overall in his return games today, he had 4 returns for 140 yards, but 90 of it came on what will be the game-winning touchdown play in that, and special teams getting on the board, that's something to be excited about overall.
Got to give some credit to Octavio, too. He was perfect today.
He was perfect today
today.
From that. So on that standpoint, if you had to make a choice for player of the game, who are you choosing, Gary?
Oh, my goodness. So many outstanding performances, but that return, 90 yards for the touchdown, is what put the game – put us over the top for the victory. And so I'm thinking Mr. Nash.
Mikael Nash will be your player of the game. He finished overall with the game-winning touchdown.
Yep.
In fact,
and he had he was good defensively as well. He had an interception, and then he had a couple of pass breakups. He was good.
So
on both sides
not
of the
only
ball.
did Mikael Nash score the game-winning, but he found that lady who sings the notes when the game is over. He told her where to come show up after he ran that back.
He scored and said, "Sing it."
Sing it. So now Lions really have some momentum building. Nelson College will now go home and defend home turf next week against Wayland Baptist. And as far as Langston's concerned, on the road in Goodwell next week, taking on an upstart Oklahoma Panhandle State Aggie team.
That is not an easy win. That could be very much so a trap game.
Now, the lessons that were learned today by Langston hopefully will show up going forward for all Langston folks that are watching at home. We're officially 2 weeks away from homecoming. This was the get rights part of the series in the season for Langston for the last couple of years. They've had extreme good winning records against some of the teams that are kind of in the mid-level here in the Sooner Athletic Conference. However, they're going to have to be better. I said they had to get better, play better, and just do better in the game, and the Lions found a way to get that done. You know, and I'm going to quote old Tim Duncan's mother when she used to say, good, better, best, remember the rest. Don't stop trying till you're better than your best. And that's something that the Lions are going to have to continue to do if they want to compete for that title.
Yeah,
so,
I agree with you.
As we get out of here today, I want to thank our on-site producer. That was Dimitri Prince. Also want to thank Mr. Langston himself, not Langston University, our own Langston. Yeah, we have a guy up here named Langston. And this is the perfect place for him, right? Somebody says Langston, he just has to say, oh, yeah, I'm at school. That's what I'm at.
Yeah.
Want to thank also Deshaun Birch, and I also want to thank our Langston students that were also helping us, assisting us on the cast. He's Gary Woods. I'm Maurice Prince. Want to make sure we thank all our sponsors, LU Athletics, the Black Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Ori RB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. Oh, yeah, shout out Stevie D holding us down on the radio. L's up.
That's right.
Langston wins. On to Panhandle next week. You've been listening to Langston Lion Football